The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Tell me, do you know what day it is?
Thursday.
Not even the weekend.
Tomorrow's Friday.
There was a time about 15 years ago, you could just push somebody into a pool, and then you become the king of said pool party. You are the best. Because it's hilarious. You know why? Because he's wet and he didn't want to be. Can't do that today. You do it to someone today, and you ruin their life for a few weeks. They go, oh, man, my iPhone, all my contacts are gone. My iPod, there go my songs. 15 years ago, you push somebody in a pool, and they go, oh, my LA lights stopped blinking.
I almost got into a fight at my pool the other day. It is the silliest thing in the entire world. This guy got all aggressive on me because he was doing lap swimming and I was doing cannonballs in his lane. He was like, you want to go splash, splash? And I was like, pack a lunch, splash, splash. He's like, I already did splash, splash. And then I said the funniest thing that I think I've ever said in my life. I go, swim away, dude. Swim away.
It's showtime.
Yeah, man, good morning. Hope you're feeling just great. We do. We hope you're doing just wonderful. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. What the hell's going on today? Let me let you in on a text message I received already, Cubby, from a precious member of our listening audience, Corrections Officer Jesus. Texted in a little earlier. You know him? Have you guys had a kitty cocktail together or anything like that?
Yep.
You know the guy?
We have not had a kitty cocktail, but I'm familiar with Corrections Officer.
Sure. That's the fella's name, Corrections Officer. Oh, boy, I bet he's seen some things.
Oh, yeah. He definitely has seen some things. He's chimed in on topics before.
Things that will part your hair for you. I bet it'll part your hair for you. He texted in. Here's what he had to say. By the way, 651-989-9393. That's the way you can always get a hold of us via a text message. He said the Beach Boys played in St. Cloud last night.
John, is that where all the local women were? I'm walking around going, there's no chicks anywhere.
Where are the chicks?
Where are the ladies?
Speaking of women, he said John Stamos stole his woman, and he's not even mad about it.
Right, that's the thing. He's quite a draw. People will drive to St. Cloud for John Stamos.
Beach Boys played St. Cloud last night. John Stamos stole his woman.
He sent a picture. John Stamos is gorgeous.
He is.
Absolutely.
I've been watching some of the more recent stuff he's done.
What's he doing now?
What's that? Let me look up the name of that. Disney Plus.
While you're looking that up, whenever the Beach Boys come up on this program, it reminds me of one of my fondest memories of Ashley over there. You know, younger person. What are you now, 20, 21?
26 now.
26. You know, you're a young person. Oh, not that long ago we were talking. I love the Beach Boys. I mean, come on. Give me a break. They're just one of the greatest rock and roll bands to ever live.
Well, they'll put a smile on your face when you put them on.
Oh, God.
I like that.
I mean, they were brilliant back in the day. You know the whole schmear with What's His Nuts and the Pet Sounds and then all the Hot Rod songs they made in their early days. Why can't I think of the guy's name? Brian Wilson. Love the Beach Boys. Seen him in concert a couple times myself. I've seen John Stamos up on stage. And I got to admit, I was drawn to him as well. But I was also more drawn to Mike Love and some of the original members. But anyway, we were talking about the Beach Boys on the radio, I don't know, a couple years ago. And I said, Ashley, do you even know who the hell we're talking about, the Beach Boys? And she says, oh, yeah. And I said, you do? And she says, yeah, I know that song. And I said, go ahead, what song? And she goes, gimme the Beach Boys and free my soul. I want to get loose with your rock. I said, no. That was
Uncle Cracker.
That's Adobe Gray or something from back. Gimme the Beach Boys and free. What did you say, Uncle Cracker? Did they cover that song?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why would anyone cover that song?
I like that you go to Uncle Cracker
Because that's my age range, you know?
They covered that song. They should be slapped in the mouth for covering that song. That's a miserable song. Whenever I hear that song, I get aggravated.
The show I was thinking of is called Big Shot. on Disney Plus. It was a good family show. I enjoyed that one.
Is that where he's the basketball coach?
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, he's like it's kind of like a Bobby Knight character where he's very temperamental and he gets kicked out of college basketball and he has to reinvigorate his career and he starts coaching a high school team and then eventually things happen. One thing leads to another. There's some comedy. There's some drama, and then another thing happens. And it leads to more things.
I think there was a Martin Lawrence film that mirrored that exact same plot.
There's probably been plenty.
So he's a cussing and swearing, hard-nosed Bobby Knight type.
Yeah,
character.
he's just like he's a tough coach, and he has like a Bobby Knight chair throwing incident, and they kick him out of the league.
Sure.
And then at the end of the movie, the kids get to him, and his heart melts, and he's a better guy.
And then, as a viewer, my heart melted.
Yep.
OG's Jesus says on the topic of the Beach Boys, what a coincidence. The Bitch Boys are on the radio right now. What's up, Hams?
We were talking Beach Boys. By God, we are the Bitch Boys.
Racehorse trainer Jesus is checking in from the surface of the sun in Florida. Yeah, It's hot, right? It's been hot around the country.
Hockey country.
It's going to be hot here this weekend.
What are you doing down in Florida? Why would you ever...
Work, perhaps?
My friggin' wife, I don't know if she would, we started talking about corrections officer Jesus, says his wife left him last night for John Stamos. They went to see the Beach Boys in St. Cloud. He hasn't seen his wife since. I don't know if my wife would do John Stamos, but most women would, so, Right?
Yeah, he's not my wife's type, but I agree with you. Most women would.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You can't help it.
I mean, my wife is like a Tay Diggs, LL Cool J, that kind of, that look, that style of guy. Just kind of exuding cool.
What was the kid show again that John Stamos was on for years?
Full House?
Mm-hmm. All right.
And Fuller House? What?
Never saw it.
Or he made a couple appearances in Full House,
he's barely in it.
Never. But I will tell you this. He is the lead role in one of the worst movies ever made. Do you enjoy, once in a while, purposely dialing up a movie that is dog feces just because you got to see the disaster for yourself?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that.
Not very often.
Not often.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was, I'm going to go ahead and say 1986. John Stamos was let me give you the rundown of the other acting talent in this movie. I think it was called Never Too Young to Die. I think that's the title. It's John Stamos, Gene Simmons from Kiss, and I think the lead female was her name. She got famous because of Prince. Is it Apollonia? Is that the... check
was her real name Danja Deering? Is that Apollonia?
That doesn't ring a bell. I thought she was just Apollonia.
I think she is just Apollonia. Yeah. Apollonia.
It could be the wrong lady. She got famous with Prince. I thought it was Apollonia.
I don't see her in the movie.
It's like somebody named Vanity.
Oh, Vanity. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I was reading the character name. Yeah, Vanity. Okay.
Vanity. There were separate women? One was Apollonia, one was Vanity, or they're the same women?
Well, I know there's an Apollonia out there for sure.
Okay. At any rate, try that out sometime. Never Too Young to Die. Absolutely brutal from start to finish, if you're into that kind of thing. John Stamos. So there you go. Try that one out. What else is going on around here?
What's going on with the pools, Wapple? Pool Plaster Jesus is checked in.
Oh, yeah. Why did we start the show
He's feeling
with...
what we feel. He's been starting at 4, and he says it's quite an adjustment. They're trying to beat the heat, so they're getting out there early.
Yeah, well, it's National Swimming Pool Day, and then it's also very hot this week and this weekend.
I think I'm going to be swimming today. No way. Look at that. Celebrating the day.
You're going to be swimming?
Yeah.
Okay, explain that to us.
My mom has the week off of work, so she's been bugging me to go to a local pool. She likes to lay out and sunbathe and get some swimming in. So,
What, 1-piece or 2-piece?
I don't know what she'll be sporting around this year.
What does she usually wear?
It's usually a one-piece situation. Usually a cute little skort.
Skort. Skimpy, not skimpy? Or can any 1-piece be skimpy? I'm not sure.
You can like skimpy.
Of course they can. I've seen Borat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
very
the sexiest one piece there is.
There's some skin.
Does your mother still believe in the old motto of skin to win?
No, she doesn't.
So is she
One
going to
piece
actually,
or two piece?
is she actually going to go swimming, or is she just going to lay out somewhere?
She'll get in the water. I'm not sure if she'll put her head under the water, though.
I was never a great swimmer. Still, oh my God, to this,
Yeah, me neither.
I can't imagine jumping in a pool and having to fend for myself.
Really?
Why do you
Hell-
need to be a good swimmer when you're amazing at kayaking?
Well, but because
tips.
I don't always have a kayak underneath me.
I'm gonna hop in this swimming pool with my kayak.
I mean, it actually brings up a subject that I do enjoy discussing now and again, although it is kind of depressing. Had I wanted to be, I likely could have been the greatest kayaker to ever live. When we were in high school, for some reason, in an outdoor class, they decided that we needed to go kayaking. And at first I thought, what? Who needs put an outboard motor in the back of that damn thing? Stupid. Kayaking, canoeing, it's all stupid. But I sat down in that kayak, and I was the best that anyone had ever seen.
You
but of
kind of
course,
have I'm the best fill in the blank anyone's ever seen.
isn't it funny how that plays out?
It's kind of weird almost.
But I could have been America's kayak hero. But of course, I was a young kid. I didn't take the initiative. But yeah, so when I jump off the side of my boat, which rarely happens these days, I always put on a life jacket because I'm not a good swimmer.
Really? That bad?
Oh, yeah.
Wapple,
Wapple, it's more. I know the basics of swim, but I don't have the stamina.
Dexterity.
Yeah,
Well, it's not
the endurance too.
endurance. That's the problem. Not that I was ever a very good swimmer, but especially these days, my cardio is going to give out, and I'm going to sink to the bottom like a rock.
Boy, I don't even remember the last time I've been in a pool or any body of water.
It's dangerous.
Outside of on a boat or something.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, I was a pretty good swimmer. Still am. We had my parents made us go through swimming lessons, and we
all went through swimming lessons, didn't we?
We went all the way up to
Just
level 12, I think it was, and we had to go in the deep end. They threw bricks in the bottom of the deep end. We had to go down, dive, grab them, bring them back up.
That's intense.
Your folks really wanted you and your siblings out of the house, huh?
I've told you guys before, I had one single swimming lesson. It was at Lake Harriet, and all of a sudden they thought a kid drowned. So they were making a human chain. They kicked us all out. So that was it for me.
Yeah.
No, maybe this isn't for me.
And I can't remember why my twin brother and I, went to the local junior high for swim lessons when we were little kids, and it ended very quickly. I don't remember if our parents pulled us out of the lessons because it cost more than $1 or what. I remember there were turds floating in the pool. The last thing I remember was a kid pooped in the pool.
Oh, heck yeah.
And we never returned. And I don't know if that's why or for some other reason but of course, we were always swimming in the neighborhood lakes and whatnot. I don't think we really needed swim lessons. I think like Wapple's parents, they just were trying to give us something to do.
Well, and it's like one of those skills. Once you learn it, I mean, you have it for the rest of your life.
Oh, I don't know if that's true.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'd say so.
When my kids were in it, we'd get a call probably once a month from the pool, saying, "Hey, no, we can't. Somebody pooped in there.
No,
we got to shock that thing."
It happened again.
Oh, yeah, it happens. It happened a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot more than you think.
There was a lot of poop in those pools, because they'd have the baby swimming lessons where the mom or dad would be in there with the baby,
and those were always early mornings.
Yeah,
so.
Diaper blowout.
I try not to think about that when I'm swimming in the pool. How much pee is probably in there?
Just looks like mud in the pool.
I never saw it. We just got the phone call. A lot of questions coming in on what your mom's going to wear at the pool today, Ashley.
Yeah.
Wisco smartass firefighter Jesus, you mentioned she's going to wear a one-piece. He said it's important for the honeys to wear two-piece swimsuits. Now, I'd never heard this. Apparently, you got to keep the dairy section separate from the meat section. Have you heard that? And several people have the same question. One piece. Will she choose the top piece or the bottom piece? Which one was she going to choose?
Bottom.
Is your mom someone who would ever earn beads, quote unquote, or
yeah? What if you looked over this afternoon? The two of you are laying out. This is, by the way, I do find it kind of hilarious that your mother still enjoys laying out in the sun. Most people avoid the hell out of that these days.
My wife does that now, too. And it's relative. She used to always do it. She took a break, and now she's back at it.
Does your mother know it's not 1966 anymore? They've discovered some problems with laying out in the sun for too long.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. So what would you do if you and your mother were laying side by side by the pool and you turned and she's topless?
Just sunning the old girls up.
I'd be very surprised. I'd be asking why.
Does she do the thing where maybe she just, if she was wearing a two-piece and kind of unstraps it in the back so there's no tan line of the back of the bra thing?
No, I could never see her doing something like that in public, but she would totally tan in the nude if she knew she was all alone.
Oh, would she really?
Oh, yeah. But she's too hard on herself.
You said hard on.
Yeah,
I
noticed.
She's a free spirit. Is she not a free spirit?
She can be, yes.
I have no tan lines, but that's just from not going outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
No, tan lines are hot, Josh.
No tan lines are hot? Yeah, I've got that.
No, having tan lines.
Yeah, he has no tan lines.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know people. I thought people didn't like tan lines.
Yeah, no,
I hate them.
it's in because
You hate them.
Oh, yeah.
hate them. Like on yourself or girls?
Kind of both, I think, because...
Are you nuts?
Because when I used to play soccer, I also was a soccer ref, too.
Oh, here we go again.
The tan lines were horrible because
rough.
they're pulled all the way up pretty much to your knee, and then you have your shorts, so you just have like a tan of your knees.
You have
and then
some
your
weird
arms,
issues.
Your arms are tan, but then up top, it's just white.
Dude, who cares? Have you seen sexy women with tan lines? You've seen that before?
I don't really like it.
Oh,
No,
my God.
man.
I love that bit.
I thought people were against it and tried to avoid it, but it's a thing now, huh?
I will purposely throw on my swimsuit top if I fake bake so that I have those swimsuit top tan lines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this is news to me. That's great.
Wapple, forget about your own little knobby knees. Look at some pictures online of women with...
I can't get into it.
You're a strange little muppet.
Not my cup of tea. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you and I are not going to share a porn collection anytime soon.
Oh, yeah, you like the tan body and the bright white boobs?
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
Is that what we're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different variations of it, but I'm a fan. My God, I think that's hotter than Dutch love. So some kind of pool-related. See, what I had here in front of me is today is National State Fair Food Day. And I know was it yesterday we talked about the new foods at the State Fair? Who cares? I don't care about that. I just have one question about the State Fair, because it's coming up in, a month and a half? Something like that?
Yeah.
Is Motley Crue still planning on bringing their hilarious brand of humor to this year's State Fair?
They are.
Sure are they?
Yep.
They're still signed up for that?
Yep.
Motley Crue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, that is awesome.
Did you know that we're not on the list of the states that love fast food? How do you call it? State fair food the most?
Yes, I did.
I was kind of surprised by that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the top 10, we're not even in it.
So we just like to walk around and check things out?
Also, Texas isn't in it. And they always talk about, Texas. They love the state fair in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. Josh is right, though.
List.
Josh is right. There's some kind of list here on what states love state fair food the most, and we're not on it. I don't know what the hell. I can live with that, I guess.
I was just surprised. Yeah, I think I'll be fine. But that did surprise me. The top 10, we're not on there.
You don't need a grief counselor to get over this, Josh.
It's just such a big thing here, and we get so excited about it every year.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know where they don't like it, Wapple? One of the least? Where you and I are going to go pick up some buckle bunnies one of these days in Montana.
They don't care so much for their state fair food?
Yeah,
What's wrong with that?
maybe all the access to fresh beef. Maybe that's why fair food's not good enough for them.
They're too busy judging the rodeos.
Rhode Island's on that list, and that's fine because nobody ever remembers Rhode Island.
No.
You guys remember that's a state?
Nope, never.
That's
like
one of those.
them in Vermont.
And I mean, absolutely no offense to Rhode Island, but I always forget that's a part of the country.
Wapple, get your ass over here. Dudes are sending me sexy pictures of women in their tan lines. You and I got to figure this out. That's bizarre.
Maybe I need to see more in real life.
Because my soccer shorts were so long, and then my socks are so tall, and I just had tan knees.
Well, yeah, so I see John Deere Jesus has sent us a lot of photos, but I'll be honest, I don't really see any tan, except for the most recent one he sent.
He's trying, I think.
That's not really...
What?
I don't know. That's not really what I'm talking about.
Yeah, those aren't what I'm picturing either. That's barely anything.
Yeah.
Tan lines. That's where
like they always they call it like the cop tan, right? Where just your left arm is tan. No. And you're out there crushing crime and whatnot.
Well, being the son of a over-the-road truck driver, we always called it a trucker tan because my dad's left arm was always beautifully bronzed from hanging it out the window of that big rig going from here to Lincoln, Nebraska and places like that. And my dad would tan beautifully. It was just, my brother and my dad would just tan so beautifully.
Oh, so jealous of those people.
My mother and I and my sister, not a chance. We would just be tomato red and miserable looking within minutes. I don't know. I wish I could have gotten that vibe or that gene, whatever, Josh, the tan gene.
Yeah, I obviously don't have that.
So I think
I also hate putting sunscreen on. I hate the feeling of that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I love sunscreen, but I never used it, which is, I know it's awful for me, but
why
I love
not?
the smell of it. Because, I know this is weird too, I like the feeling of being slightly sunburned. Like, I like having, like, the rosy cheeks.
Oh, yeah?
Kind of being, like, warm to the touch.
Yeah. Sunscreen, oh, God, I have to pour it on before we head out onto the lake. Just pour it on. That's the part I don't like about it, is it's a 10-minute friggin' process for me. I can't leave myself even a little patch of exposed skin or it's real trouble.
Do you use this stuff that's basically putting clothing on, the SPF?
Yeah. I mean, all I know, there's a 50 on it.
Yeah, that's high, right? The higher the number, the less that comes in?
Yeah, and it takes a while, and, and then it gets into my eyes. The eyes coming.
Oh, yeah, I've had that before.
God help us all.
There's a very graphic photo somebody sent us.
Oh, no.
It's a 320 number if you want to look it up here, guys.
I saw
and
it.
Gal. And,
wow.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah, well, that's what I was picturing,
just
too.
with less of a gape.
That's what I was envisioning, too. I did not expect that picture.
What?
Right on eagle.
Good morning.
You talking about this naked lady here?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are tan lines right there. By God.
Just boom.
I love that stuff.
I think there's such a opening there. I think I see the future. What
She has a beautiful smile.
Which one? Horizontal? Yeah, she does.
That's hot stuff. Oh, cripes.
A lot of construction workers are checking in this morning saying, talk about tan lines. They've got tan lines.
Oh, I bet.
Wish I could have done it for real.
The person who sent us that gynecological photo just said, you are welcome.
Wish I could have gotten myself a real tan just one day, Josh.
Yeah, I never had one. I had one fake tan, and that was when we went on one of those work trips, and our promotions director at the time said, listen, you got to get at least a fake tan, otherwise you're going to die.
Yeah, I always heard that theory. Is that legitimate?
I've heard other people say that's not a thing.
Right.
So I really have no idea. So I did it. I felt ridiculous.
You went and laid down in a tanning bed.
It was a stand-up one. No, it was the fake tan. The spray stuff.
Oh, spray tan.
Yeah.
All right.
You did that before going into the real sun.
That's what she told me to do, yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that.
She said, go get yourself a spray tan.
Oh.
And that'll help when you're out there in the Jamaican sun.
Huh.
I never heard of it.
So then you didn't shower for a couple... Well, what happened?
It's like an hour. I can't remember
What happened when you showered? Because it all comes off.
No, it didn't. I mean, there wasn't really a ton of extra.
Oh, anyway, I always thought you had to burn yourself for real.
Yeah, I've heard both.
Okay.
I didn't want to lay in a tanning bed. But if I ever do, you better believe I'm going to get one of those Playboy stickers and put it on my head.
Hell yeah.
Oh, those are still a thing.
Are they
those
really?
Are so cute.
Really?
Yeah.
Those were, and I remember in high school thinking, oh my God, I can't believe that exists.
The gym that I go tanning at, they actually just got them. And they're acting like it's like the first time they've ever seen these little stickers before. And I'm geeked about it, except I forget where I put the sticker every single time I go tanning, so it's pointless.
Well, Cubby, here's the good news. If, let's say, your old lady, talks you into, doesn't she bust your balls quite a bit about how she wants to go to some tropical island? She digs that whole scene.
Oh, yeah, she wants to move someplace hot. Not just warm, but hot.
Well, if she ever forces you to go on some vacation where you're going to lay on the beach with the sun beating you to death all day long, the good news is, for guys like you and I, pasty sumbitches, all you got to do is lay down in one of those beds for about 2.5 minutes and you're good. You know what I mean? Really?
You cook you that quick?
Well, yeah, it'll give you whatever it is, that foundation of it. I've done it before, too, before heading off to some tropical spot. Do the tanning bed bit, because they say get yourself burned up just a little bit and that'll ready you for the real sun. 2.5 minutes at the most and you're good.
Did you go nude?
I don't think so. It's been many years. I don't think I got the hog out.
Our old sales guy, Smiling Don, loved him. I miss Smiling Don. He would always, he called me so prude all the time.
Well,
and that was one of he talked about the tanning bed. He's like, you gotta go naked, man.
No,
like, you can't.
Scary.
He's like, you prude. You can't be wearing anything.
I don't think I would have ever gotten naked because I'd fear, the damage.
Yeah.
To the old the brajol.
I don't there's certain parts of my body that shouldn't see sunlight.
I don't think I've ever seen a tan penis. Can penises tan?
Well, I don't know.
It's got skin wrapped around it, so I imagine it can.
Mine's so tattooed you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Oh my god! The only part of your body that's tattooed. That'd be crazy.
I have the preamble to the Constitution on there.
So we mentioned. Sure. Today is some kind of a state fair food-related holiday. State fair, month and a half away. Motley Crue's bringing their funny program to the fair. This could be a lot of laughs, too. How about we get someone into the Limp Bizkit concert? Go ahead and text the word TRUST, T-R-U-S-T, to 651-989-9393 for a chance to win passes to Limp Bizkit. They're playing next Tuesday at Somerset Amphitheater.
Seen a lot of shows there.
I'll be damned. I bet you have.
It's a good
so
spot.
Everybody's got to get those thumbs warmed up this early in the morning to text us.
Yeah.
Wapple, take yours out of your butt. That's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
As I mentioned before, I'm rewatching the show House, and Fred Durst was just in one of the more recent episodes I watched.
Was he?
Yeah, and I didn't even recognize him. He was actually in 2, and they said Fred Durst on there. I'm like, where the hell? I watched the whole episode, and I watched the next episode. So I had to look up which character he played. He was a bartender, and it didn't look anything like him. Well, if you see him now, he doesn't look anything like him.
Does not look like him.
You know who he looks like? Dr. P. Jesus.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
I mean, they're identical at this point.
So you're rewatching this show from what, the 90s?
No, mid-2000s.
Mid-2000s. So Fred Durst was a much younger guy back then.
Doesn't look at all. Maybe, I bet you could probably find a picture of him if you Googled it, Fred Durst in House. To me, it didn't look like him at all. But, partially because he wasn't wearing his trademark red hat.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say he didn't have a red Yankees hat on.
I've heard you mention this a few times now that you're rewatching this program from years ago. You know what? Of course, this will never happen. I will never find the time for this. But if I was ever to rewatch a program that I did watch on the regular years and years ago, I got dialed into this series and I tried to keep up. If I was ever to rewatch a program, I think it would be that prison show, Oz.
Oh, that was a good show.
God, I love that friggin' show.
How do you feel about penis, Ashley?
I enjoy it.
This was Ashley, this was the penile showcase way before Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
Oz had more dong way before Jackass. That's where you went for dong.
I've always said
the prison show Oz.
I've always said there needs to be more dong.
Oh, you're not alone.
Oh, this looks pretty good.
It was so horrible and sad and dark and violent and a lot of penis. I'll never get around to it.
I think that's the first show I ever saw that had penis in it. I remember being shocked. when I saw it. And then I thought, wow, I've really paused this particular scene for a very, very long time.
It starts to burn into your TV screen.
Yeah, back then it would.
Maybe, so anyway.
There's some cool. Their cast looks pretty sweet in Oz.
Oh, it's great. I don't know who the hell these people. One of them is that guy who does all the insurance commercials. Ryan O'Reilly was his character name. I don't know what his real name is.
Dean Winters.
Sure.
I
was just thinking, when you were mentioning rewatching House, if I ever could get around to it, I would go down the Oz route again.
You should. Ryan O'Reilly, wasn't he? He was in the Dennis Leary firefighter show. Right?
Oh, Rescue Me.
Rescue Me. That's
Never
a great
saw it.
show.
That's a fun show.
Yes,
That's
on my list.
That show is so. You haven't watched it, Wapple?
No, I haven't even started it.
I'm
So
jealous.
good.
I'm jealous that you get to
All
watch it
right.
for the first time.
All right, I need to
That
watch
is
that.
such a good show. All right, did you guys look up Fred Durst in House?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Would you have recognized him?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Not at all.
I felt pretty stupid. I'm like, how did I not recognize Fred Durst? But it didn't look like him.
And then he was at Rockfest a couple years ago, and I remember he came on stage and just white beard, white hair, everything. I was like, whoa, dude, he looks so old.
I mean, a lot of time has gone by since he was...
Exactly.
What was his big hit single? He was Get the Dogs Out. What was the
Break
one?
stuff.
Nookie.
Yeah, the Nookie.
Break
The Nookie.
stuff.
He didn't get the dogs out. Who got the dogs?
Faith
Baja
wasn't,
Men.
when they did the cover of Faith, wasn't that like what really made them huge?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I remember when we were The Edge, like that song we played all the time.
yeah.
What will his chainsaw do, Cubby?
It'll get your ass raw.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back on the program.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
Former Navy SEAL Mike Ritland keeps it real on the Mike Drop podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mitch Aguiar.
Rest is definitely important, and I think a lot of people overlook rest. I've definitely taken time off when I get injuries. If you're training while you're injured and you're not doing things correctly, I think it's better to just kind of sit out healed. And I've done that several times where I've had to take time off, and then when I come back, people are like, you got better.
Mike Drop, raw, unfiltered, intellectually sound, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, we're getting there. We are. Stupid news coming up, I promise. Got a couple of text messages. I'd like to fire your way. Love the text from the brother and the damned sisterhood. We were talking about tan lines. And thank you, everyone, for the sexy tan line pictures.
My goodness.
That you sent in. Hot stuff. Daddy loves that. Tan lines. This is a text from Butch Gamer Sheezes. She says, gotta love the road worker raccoon tan lines from the sunglasses.
Those are pretty funny. When somebody takes the sunglasses off, you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
My old buddy Jay was the king of that look for decades. Some bitch loved to go fishing. And he'd put on the shades out there on the lake. He wasn't much for that sunblock, and it was just a riot seeing him after he went fishing for a couple of days. He looked like a damn jackass out at the bar, but we had fun with it.
I feel like when you're fishing, it's even worse just because the sun reflects off the water.
You know what? You don't have to just feel that, Wapple. That's a true fact.
It seems that way.
You don't have to just feel it anymore. It's real, dude.
We actually got a text here from North and 95 Jesus about water, Wapple. Their house is entering day 10 with no running water.
Oh, no.
10 days. This is a rough stretch of time for something like that.
What happened?
He didn't go on to say why, but you know what he's requesting? And you know what he wants?
Dude.
He wants water.
Makes sense.
I hope you get your water.
I remember the first time you played that audio, Josh, you said, now here's a kid who wanted to be the star of the show. No doubt about it.
I like it. He's direct. You don't have to wonder what he wants.
Not pussyfooting around there.
Wasn't that a concert festival or something?
Yeah.
They ran out of water.
Yeah, they didn't have enough water.
Yeah, it was down in Iowa.
There's thousands of people chanting this, okay? Whoever's running this concert, they're well aware of the fact that the crowd wants water, but this kid said, look, I'm going to be the star of the show.
I'll lead this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a microphone.
Oh, is that a news camera?
Also, we talked about the heat. It's hotter than Dutch love in different parts of our great country, and it's headed in this direction this weekend. She's going to be pretty hot. Oh, by damn, I don't have a name connected to this text, but they say, I live across the street from the I-Santee Rodeo Grounds. We've been running some kind of advertisement for the I-Santee Rodeo, haven't we, Josh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. Always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
So the listener says, I live across the street from the I-Santee Rodeo Grounds. I can't wait to smell the feces cooking in this weekend's heat.
Oh.
I know that smell.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad
I think
smell,
most
man.
of us are probably familiar with that.
I used to live in Hamel. I know that smell.
Every once in a while, there'll be like a day where it's super windy and you might catch it where you live, even if you live in the city or suburbs. I know we've had that in Egan before, and sometimes they'll send out a little alert. Hey, the poop smell is coming from so and so or wherever.
That's actually me just coming by crop dusting your house, Josh.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's me. It's
I
me.
thought I recognized it.
Hamel Rodeo is this weekend.
There was another one too. I can't remember where that was. Oh, Spooner.
They've got theirs
Spooner
this weekend.
blows, dude.
Yeah.
Why do you
That's
gotta-
why no one's going there.
Well, also, why drive all the way to Spooner when Hamel's got a friggin' big parties at In Cahoots and the Stanchion? I would estimate this weekend for the Hamel Rodeo. The Stanchion, that's where Ashley was for one night a decent bartender, and I was a terrible bartender.
Oh, yeah, that place is a lot of fun.
Well, Ashley's got experience.
Yes.
Yeah,
She did that for a living.
Yeah, that was a blast. Janelle Klein was there with us as well, and she was coming to me for her needs that night.
Janelle did all right. You did better than all right. I was the worst friggin' bartender. What happened? What did I miss?
Ashley said Janelle was coming to me for her needs that night, and then she said under her breath, darn it. She knew what she did. You predicted the text that we're going to be rolling.
Yeah.
It took me 5 minutes to understand that someone was ordering something called a Don Julio.
Tequila.
Yeah, didn't a guy get real mad at you about
He
that?
was upset, but looking back now, I don't blame him. I had never heard anyone on planet Earth say Don Julio out loud. My knowledge of liquor is very, very limited. Beer, and I know people enjoy a Captain Coke or that's about mine. I don't know anything about liquor.
Yeah, I like it when the drinks have the two ingredients in the name.
Right there.
Right. So this guy walks up and says, I need 5 Don Julios. And I said, you need what? I had no idea what he was talking about. I pissed him off.
I didn't know what Patron was. And there was a couple of girls that were like, hey, let's do some shots of Patron. And I had no idea. I'm like, what kind of alcohol is Patron? And everybody looked at me like I was the biggest dummy on the planet. I had no idea it was just a branded tequila.
I don't know. I don't know dick about hard liquor.
I couldn't tell you the difference, between one and another. I mean, you guys are, really functioning alcoholics for the most part.
Thank you.
Tequila, is Patron or different ones really make much of a difference?
It does.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
And Patron for a while there in the 2000s was the trendy one. It was name dropped in every rap song.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I
and now
know.
it's considered like trash.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Well,
the better the tequila, the less the hangover. And same with whiskey and stuff.
which one can I start my car with? Is that Patron?
No, that's Scotch.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
So we were, and thank you again to the Stanchion. And maybe we'll see you this weekend for the damn rodeo party.
I might have to go to Isanti.
Go ahead. Go to Isanti. Thank you again for having us out for this charity event. This was this past winter where we did some guest bartending. What was the other one that threw me, Ashley? It was one of these cutesy seltzer drinks. I had heard of clam sauce. What's that one?
White Claw.
White Claw.
Was it a Carbless?
That's it. No,
it was neutral.
Neutral.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Yep.
Somebody said, "I'll have a neutral." No idea.
Yep.
They
A
might
neutral
they might as well have been speaking Japanese. So we did our best. I did my best.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get rolling with this here. We got a couple of stupid news updates in today's report. We do. Checking in with a couple of characters from the past so you can be up to speed with what the hell's going on with their miserable lives. Maybe you remember this deal here. A part-time circus clown, part-time hooker has been charged with prostitution. Pennsylvania, that's where this deal took place. Dude is a 28-year-old by the name of Francis Bui. He's a circus clown, and if you catch him on a day where he's a little short on cash, he'll also dump some noggin on you for money. He's known professionally in the circus clown world as the Amazing Franco. And he does his hilarious clown routine, cubby, at the damn county fairs, at schools, wherever. But the Amazing Franco got pinched by an undercover operation. Cops were keeping an eye on online posts that offer BJs and whatnot. And they spotted an ad offering sexual services by a male. The dude had included his telephone number in the post. Little did the cops know at first it was the Amazing Franco on the other end of that post. So the cops and Franco traded text messages. Franco offered to perform condom-free sexual acts, which, of course, are the best kind of sexual acts.
Yep.
Ashley jumped right in there.
$100 an hour, he said.
That seems expensive. I guess I don't know. I've never patronized a prostitute. $100 an hour, isn't that a lot?
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of in the same boat. I guess I've never really seen a price menu or anything.
I mean, couldn't I get eye surgery for $100 an hour? I don't know.
It's pretty cheap in Grand Theft Auto.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than that.
Well, there's a way to get your money back too.
Yeah.
I'd want him to leave the big red nose on, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That might be worth the $100 an hour.
And keep the clown shoes on too.
It's been a lot of years, Cubby. I don't remember what we paid. So the cops, the undercover cop, said, "Well, yeah, you got a deal. $100 an hour, condom-free sex acts. We'll meet you over here. We'll meet you over there." And when Franco showed up to make that money, he was arrested. So, the Amazing Franco, part-time clown, part-time hooker, he told the cops this was his first time prostituting, and that he knew it was wrong. He told the cops, "Hey, look, I'm a professional circus clown. I just got back into town after traveling with the circus." And he said, "I'm not exactly getting rich with the clown gimmick, so, I took a side gig. I'll dump some skull on some fellas and pay the rent that way." It can happen.
A lot of people are wondering if the clown would prorate that $100 an hour if you only need 2.5 minutes, something like that. That's a good question.
Yeah. What are you going to do for the other 58 minutes?
Classic Country Jesus said that's only $3.33 if you last a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess for the rest of that hour, he could make you some balloon animals.
Out of condoms, maybe.
Maybe out of...
You're not using them for sex.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They're right there.
Yeah, I remember talking about the Amazing Franco a couple of months ago. It's a hell of a situation he's found himself in. Pay those circus clowns a few more bucks. The guy doesn't have to go,
Doesn't have to do those kind of things then.
Dumping HJs on dudes in back alleys.
Hey, yo, fella Jeebus says, if a clown is performing oral on you, he said, keep the nose on. But the nose would hit my belly, and that'd be a little distracting. Well, that could be one of two things.
And would it not squeak every time?
Yeah. I mean, that could be they are very good at what they do, or, you're genetically cursed like I am.
Yeah. It depends on how you look at it. Boy, John Deere Jesus will not stop sending us sexy women with tan lines.
He's having fun.
You're a good man.
He sends a lot of photos. I mean, if you scroll back, he sends a lot of provocative photos.
And I recognize one of them, John Deere Jesus. One of them goes by the name of Tasha Hope. I follow her online. I do. And she is stunning. Thank you. Tasha Hope. Stunning model that I see on the internet now and again. I would do anything for that woman. Absolutely anything. If she told me to kill, I would.
This person says $100 an hour would even get your bathroom. I wonder if they mean wouldn't get your bathroom tiled these days, buddy. No euphemism, just real talk, this text. You can't imagine what some dome goes for now. And people are checking in on the prices on some legal brothels, sure. I would imagine that'd be very expensive.
Legal brothels.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you got to go to the illegal, shady ones, right, Dana?
Yep, exactly.
Isn't that what just ended your engagement?
It did, actually. Yeah, just the addiction, just too much.
Well, she loves it.
Josh, here's that clown nose hitting your belly over and over again.
I was hoping it'd be more sensual. Yeah. Now we're talking. That's two people that are in love, Ashley.
That's what that sounds like.
That's the pace of someone that wants to get it over with.
Oh, God, there's two. There's two of them.
Oh, wow.
Biggest nightmare.
You got to pay extra for that.
No. Oh.
Fell off the printer.
Right next to the printer.
These two guys were so good, I fell right off the printer. This year's a damn shame. And embarrassing as hell. We all know one of those guys who think that the stripper really likes them. And maybe, sorry if this is you, but you got to wake up at one point or another. It could be you. You might be the guy who really, really believes, hey, man, this stripper digs me. They believe that it's not the money the girl is after. They think, hey, the two of us, we all know a guy or two who gets suckered in easily like that. And again, like I said, it could be you. Here's a poor bastard who took that sad-ass theory to a much higher level. A dude down there in Arkansas. He's gone ahead and filed a lawsuit against a Las Vegas stripper. He claims he's the victim of a fraud scheme. For damn near the last decade, he says he spent more than $3.5 million on this stripper. He thought they were an exclusive couple. They were not!
Who would have thunk it?
You sorry sumbitch, you. Fred Bruner.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know the guy or something?
No, that seems like a name of a guy who would fall for a stripper scam.
Fred Bruner.
It does.
That's the effing guy's name. His story goes
you got Brunered, huh? Yeah, it's a whole thing now.
His story goes like this here. He was going through a divorce in the year 2014. He went off to a gentleman's club in Las Vegas to, quote, smoke a cigar and have a few cocktails.
Fancy boy.
Take those cigars, the fancy ones, and put them in a trash can and forget about them. I hate those cigar smokers.
I don't get the appeal. I've tried them so many different
it's
times on different occasions, and I think it's just like a status symbol.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like,
Bingo.
look at me smoking a cigar.
Wow, obviously you've never tried them anally. I mean, that'll change. That'll change your thought on that.
Whoa.
You want to pull down some Swisher Sweets and the cheap ones? Love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Reminds me of back in the day in the fish house when we were kids. We'd smoke up those Swisher Sweets. But get out of my face with that 2-foot-long dog turd. Because we know you don't really enjoy it. Like Ashley said, it's just you're trying to put out the flag that you're a big shot. So anyway, dude gets a divorce, goes off to Las Vegas. While at the strip joint, he met a lady named Melanie Sterling, who was reportedly a dancer at the joint. The lawsuit that was put together said she made a significant amount of money off of Fred Bruner that night. The lawsuit goes on to say that the woman learned that old Fred was, quote, far wealthier than her normal patrons, wealthy enough to change her life. According to the lawsuit, she would repeatedly communicate with Fred daily, trying to create a fake relationship to get as much money out of him as possible. Fred claims over 10 years, she hoodwinked him into thinking they were an exclusive romantic relationship. They were in an exclusive romantic relationship. The story never touches on the subject of whether or not they ever became physical. But it was nearly 10 years.
Exactly. I mean, it's 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would think that most guys would need some physical action to be convinced, okay, we are a thing, but I don't know. Maybe Fred. I don't know. We don't know Fred. We don't know what makes him tick. We know he's got a lot of bucks.
I mean, let's say you're in a marriage and one of your partner has been unfaithful. At the very end of it, can you sue for your half of the rent or whatever's going on? That doesn't make any sense to me. 10 years.
It's been attempted, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Where someone might sue their significant other.
I mean, name a lawsuit. It's been attempted.
Yeah.
I know that there's
nowadays you can sue for whatever you want.
I know that, like, in certain states, there's something with that. Like, if your spouse cheated you and you, like, go to court for divorce, your chances are you're going to get a lot more in the divorce than they do.
If there is infidelities?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Sure.
Yeah, I've heard like that's not a thing, too. I don't know.
I don't know how that stuff works.
Yeah, maybe our lawyer, Ryan Pasiga, can help us out with
it. It could go in a million different directions, I'm sure. So anyway, the stripper, Melanie, accepted multiple trips from Fred. Fred bought her a house.
Whoa.
Dang, Fred.
She would ask for monies. He would send it to her whenever she asked for it. Sad-ass Fred believed he was in an exclusive relationship, but the lawsuit said she was in a romantic relationship with some other guy out there in Vegas.
They were both getting that bag.
Fred says Melanie even gave some of his monies to that other guy.
Oh, no.
Finally, one more statement from this lawsuit. All along, referring to Melanie the stripper, all along she had no intention of following through on her representations, and I think what they mean by that is she never really loved Fred. It goes on to say Melanie only did what was necessary to keep Fred from becoming suspicious of her actual intentions. So he wants $3.5 million in I'll get there. Compensatory damages. He wants $3.5 million in compensatory and $35 million in punitive damages.
Whoa, he's going for it. Shooting high.
He's really been hurt.
Maybe they'll meet in the middle.
I don't think my feelings are worth $35 million. No.
Nah, definitely not.
Sad Fred.
I know 2 women who are actively and openly searching for sugar daddies of very different ages. One is early 20s, one is mid-40s.
My God, I'm convulsing over here. I'm so excited. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'll be a sugar daddy.
They are openly looking for it.
I'll be a sugar daddy.
Okay, wait, you're married. You can't be a sugar daddy. Come on, man.
You're always throwing that in my friggin' face.
I'm not throwing it in your face. I'm just helpfully reminding you.
Sad Fred. What have you done, Sad Fred? You fell for the stripper routine for nearly a decade?
My favorite story of a friend falling for the stripper routine, thinking the stripper's actually into him. We ended up at the strip club after a Twins game. He had just at the pro shop had bought a brand new jersey, fresh right off the rack. It was a very cool jersey, and he ends up getting one of those bed dances, in the little back room, and he comes out and he's
They have beds in the VIP room?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be a sugar daddy.
I heard that.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Bed dance.
'Cause I
Go
get
ahead.
tired.
So he comes out and he's no longer wearing the jersey, and I'm like, what happened? What happened? He goes, well, she started taking it off and she said, can I have your jersey? And I thought that meant like, she was going to get me naked and we were going to really go for it.
She was going to get me naked.
And then, so I'm like, where is it now? And he goes, she said, can I have it? And I said, yes. And after the dance ended, and she goes, thanks so much for the jersey. My boyfriend is going to love this.
No.
And the sad ass walked out without his, brand new $200 jersey because he thought the stripper actually wanted him.
That was a very calming delivery you had during that story, by the way. I thought I was listening to NPR. You were very calming.
Dude.
That's my strip club story voice, Josh.
Did you notice that? Everybody else notice that?
So, the stripper got his Doug Menkiewicz jersey, huh?
All right, so here's a gentleman who said that as far as when it comes to cheating, do you get more money, right, if your spouse cheats on you? And he said, depends on the state. In his particular case, she cheated, committed perjury, admitted to stealing $19,000 from him, and still got everything. Dang. So, yeah,
That's not right.
I'd heard that that's not really much of a thing.
I remember, I'll never forget one night after the Boom Boom Room, and I mean, we were 18. Young bucks. Didn't know from Shinola. But the bulk of us who headed down to the Boom Boom that night, we knew the gimmick. But, again, we were very young, and a couple of my buddies were just beyond suckered instantly by the stripper-customer relationship. Totally fooled. And the whole car ride home, two of them were going on about, well, Portia and I, Phoenix and I, she told me to come back, give me another cocoa, and they're talking about these women. After one night there, like, they've formed a relationship, right? And it was just ridiculous. But I held my tongue until we were almost home, and then finally I turned around from the front seat of the car and I said, you friggin' idiots! For God's sake, they just want your money. Shut up. These are not your girlfriends. Okay? There's dead silence in the car. And one of these two guys that was going on and on looked at me in the most serious way he had ever looked at me. And he says, hey, man, don't ruin it for us. And I thought, will you please stop? Don't ruin it for us?
Get out of your head.
Good Lord.
Oh, geez, Jesus said, Dana, you reenacted that scene so well. It's almost like that guy was him. He is him, he said. By the way, we have a third woman looking for a sugar daddy. I drive a Hyundai, but ride your dad. She's in. She wants a sugar daddy.
It's one of my favorite Jesus names.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a great gimmick. It really does. A great way to go. Okay, do I have time for even one more stupid news update, Josh?
I think we could sneak this in.
All right,
get all our updates in.
Updating something from just a couple of days ago. That cute couple who put on a hell of a show at a Mexican restaurant in Georgia where the dude drank a margarita out of his lady's ass. Remember them?
Yep, drinking at that Cantinas. It's Cantina and anus combined. Mexican restaurant. That's the flow chart for that joke.
Thanks for breaking it down.
Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, that's Cantina and that's anus combined. This is Dana for Minnesota Public Radio.
Telling a story about margarita butts.
The two of them have been arrested. They've been straight up arrested. And I guess you could say, more or less, they busted themselves. Here's the deal. I don't know if we knew the first time around that we talked about these two, I don't know if we knew that they were married. They are a married couple. Josh, is this how married people should be behaving in public?
I don't want to shame anyone, but that's not how my wife and I choose to interact with each other in a Mexican restaurant.
So if you don't know the story, someone filmed them acting like 10th graders at a Mexican restaurant in their neighborhood. The wife pulls down her pants and her little underwears. She bends over with her bottom up in the air. And then her husband poured a margarita all over her ass, and he drank the margarita out of her ass. They got themselves arrested after the wife complained to the cops about how the video was spreading online. So I guess she doesn't think it's right that everyone around the world is now seeing their sexy video, even though she had no problem exposing her ass and genitalia at a public restaurant, which seems odd to me. The dude goes by the name of Joe. She goes by the name of Mary. She was upset after someone leaked the video online. She wanted the cops to arrest that person, but instead, she and Joe got arrested for public indecency. The cops were unaware of the video up until she made that phone call. Once they were made aware of it, they told the two of them, hey, you better come on down to the cop shop. We got to talk about this, and they were arrested. So she kind of busted them.
That's fun.
Right.
I like that kind of thing where someone's like, hey, this isn't fentanyl, and they call the cops. Yeah. My drug dealer sold me a Flintstone vitamin instead of fentanyl. He should be arrested.
This isn't fentanyl. That's great. Word is that the margarita toss salad video wasn't the only dirty video that these two made at the Mexican restaurant. Now, this is the new information. Another video that made it online shows the wife haul out her cans, and her dumbbell husband puts one of them in his yap.
Oh my gosh, have you ever been in public before?
Yeah, and then the audacity of somebody to film such a private act.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if these two are that couple that believe they're the only couple on earth that are sexually active.
Right. And
you know how
I got to show everybody.
I love those people. They are hilarious. It's like a Motley Crue show at the State Fair. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, every once in a while you'll get somebody like, my wife or girlfriend, she does this. And it's like, well, a lot of wives or girlfriends do that exact same thing. Custom Applicator Jesus said, 31-year-old straight married father of two here. Due to the state of the economy, I am also looking for a sugar daddy.
Oh. So who knows where this is going to go from here? Next stop, Pornhub, maybe, for these two.
Oh, I didn't even realize this. People are saying, how do you guys not? It's Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph can't be doing that kind of thing. Those are Jesus' parents.
No, that did not dawn on me.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
We're 0-2. We've lost by a combined 9 points. And we've lost the turnover battle 7-1. When we talk about it's all about the ball, it's got to mean something to you. Everything inside you. That's just purely holding the organization in your hands and not caring enough. We've got the leadership in this room to fix it. And we're going to get this right. And we're going to start rolling like a freight train. You guys with me?
Yes, sir.
They got that new television show rolling now. Receiver, is that what it's called, Josh?
Yes, it is.
And on the program, microphones caught Vikings coach Kevin O'Connor wetting his pants last year after they lost a ball game. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, I got tired of them just dropping the ball. Like, we're supposed to hang on to this.
He has no idea what he's doing.
He blew up a little bit.
Real quick, let me get out the way now. Another series win for the Twins. They played a doubleheader in effing Chicago yesterday, and they split that pig smooth down the middle. Still a series win. Lost game 1, 3-1. Won game 2, 3-2. They got a day off today. Then they move on to San Francisco. Hey, Ryan Suter signed a contract to play hockey with the St. Louis Blues. Now, I'm not much of a jersey guy anymore, but I don't know. We got any holidays, any gift-giving holidays coming up? Because if someone wanted to get me a Ryan Suter St. Louis Blues jersey, that would be a lot of fun to wear to XL Energy Center.
I love getting you Labor Day gifts. So, yeah, by the end of the summer, or I guess early fall, I'll get you one.
Ryan Suter. That son of a bitch. A couple years ago, yay, Ryan Suter. Now, bastard, you cross-check the Russian kid. Dirtiest player in the game. Hate him.
Yeah, he didn't gain many fans around here once you left.
Hilarious stuff. Absolutely hilarious. Randy Shaver on his road trip will be joining us in a half hour. Don't go anywhere as Josh's news is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
You met Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now Lala and her friends share everything on Give Them Lala.
Ocean now knows the name of the baby.
No Amazon lines for that
impromptu.
one.
No. She's going to leak it.
Oh, if she tries to, I'm not letting her because she will leak the name.
And she says it.
She goes, this would look so great for baby S.
Little baby Stephanie? Stephanie? People are still guessing. The most recent was Stone.
Oh, that's the name of my son. Stone.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Sir, I'm doing something. Can you shut up and sit down? That's not shutting up. You want to be held in contempt and go to jail? I asked you a question.
Well, an agency as charged with investigating allegations of judicial misconduct has once again recommended suspension for a judge's intemperate conduct.
Intemperate, they called it.
Yes, including raising his voice and swearing a lot. The Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission released its findings regarding Circuit Court Judge Wayne Cussin Culver. The recommendations in the report include a 60-day suspension, public reprimand, and continued anger management for the foul-mouthed magistrate. It's the second time Culver has faced a potential suspension for his behavior on the bench. In the new filing this week, the report states in part Judge Culver admitted shocking himself by his use of profanity and that members of the public would rightly be appalled. It continues, he knew it immediately when he left the bench, telling his judicial assistants, "I really messed up in there." A spokesperson for Florida Supreme Court said the recommendation of the Judicial Qualifications Commission's panel will now be considered by the court again for a final disposition.
You know, tough gig. I could see how it would be difficult to not melt down. You're just dealing with derelict morons day in and day out.
Most of them lying to you.
Lying to your face.
You're treating you like you're an idiot or you did something to them.
I remember the one time where your behavior in the building, Josh, could be described as, how was it said again? Something temperate, ill-temperate?
Intemperate conduct?
The one time you displayed intemperate conduct, and it was absolutely awesome. It was fun to watch. You had a full meltdown on one of our ex-employees, and that ex-employee had it coming, and I mean, you were great at it.
I'd love to see that.
You were great at it. He didn't know what hit him when you became intemperate.
Well, I feel shame, but I did become intemperate.
Oh,
I could have handled that a lot better.
It was pure magic.
Could have handled it better.
No.
A 90-year-old Chinese woman unknowingly used an old hand grenade to crack nuts and hammer nails for 2 decades after finding the unexploded ordnance in a field one day.
Well, she needs to swing by Home Depot.
Yeah, or get the internet or something to see what a grenade looks like. The woman was working on her farm when she found this strange metal lump with a wooden handle. Convinced it was a makeshift hammer, she took it home and used it to pound all kinds of tough objects, from nuts to nails. It was only last month when a team of men working on demolishing her old house noticed the hand grenade that the woman had learned that she'd been gambling with her life with every time she used it. And she used it a lot. Police reported the grenade's wooden handle had become smooth and glossy from years of use, while the metallic head was full of dents. Police said it seems the nice old lady was just exceptionally lucky because they did have to explode it because they said it could have blown.
That's insane. You're pounding nuts one day.
Boom! In other grenade news, TSA officers stopped 2 grenades from getting on a plane at Pittsburgh International. 2 inert grenades were removed from a checked bag Tuesday morning. The traveler told officials his friend said he could take them on the plane, but the TSA said grenades, live or inert, cannot fly. Unless, of course, you throw them. In even further grenade news, once again at an airport Tuesday, operations at Hawaii's Hilo International were halted when security screeners spotted 2 items that looked like grenades in a bag belonging to a man from Japan. Officers evacuated the terminal area Tuesday morning while a bomb squad determined those grenades, too, were inert. Drivers trying to get to the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport's Terminal 1 encountered disruptions last night after authorities investigated a suspicious item. Police blocked the exit ramps to Terminal 1 from Highway 5 during the 5 o'clock hour, with traffic cameras showing motorists driving into the ditch to turn around. At 6 p.m., the airport official said the shutdown was due to a suspicious item found in Terminal 1. Traffic was reopened about 6:20 p.m. along with access to ticketing and baggage areas. Quite the conundrum. In better news out of Minneapolis-St. Paul International, Minnesota's largest airport raked in yet another accolade. The airport was named the best U.S. airport in Travel and Leisure's World's Best Airports, moving up from 4th last year. The airport was also recently named the best airport in North America for the 3rd straight year by Airports Council International.
Well, whoopity damn dude.
It's a gem in our state that I haven't been to in years outside of dropping people off and picking them up. Yeah. A Twin Cities rideshare driver discovered an unwanted guest Tuesday evening a boa constrictor in their back seat.
Oh.
Police wrote on Facebook that incredibly brave officers were called in to safely remove the slithering stowaway. No snakes, officers, drivers, or passengers were physically harmed, the police Facebook post read. Officers couldn't track down the owner, so the snake is residing at Minneapolis Animal Care and Control. Then 7,459 miles from Minneapolis, a man was caught trying to smuggle more than 100 live snakes into mainland China by stuffing them in his pants. Customs officers intercepted the man at a checkpoint between Hong Kong and mainland China. During an inspection, they found 6 canvas drawstring bags sealed with tape in the pockets of his pants. They opened the bags and found a total of 104 snakes. Several species were later identified: the milk snake, western hognose, corn, trouser, Texas rat snake, and bull snake, 4 of which are not native to China. In 2022, a man was indicted for trying to cross the United States-Canada border with 3 Burmese pythons in his pants. Last year, a woman was busted trying to smuggle 5 snakes into China that were hidden inside her bra. And last month, a man was arrested, attempted to try and smuggle 454 endangered turtles into China as well.
I like turtles.
Me too.
Happens all the time over there. Everyone's messing around with snakes and turtles, and you got to bring them here and you sneak them there. I don't understand that bit.
Got to be big money, I guess. The world's most prolific serial killer, the selfie, has taken another life.
Oh, no.
Elephants trampled to death a Spanish tourist at a South African wildlife reserve after he left his vehicle and approached a herd to take a selfie. The elephant herd included young calves, and wildlife experts often warn elephants are especially protective of their young and can react aggressively to a perceived threat, which they must have seen him as. Police said the 43-year-old man's fiancée and 2 other women remained in the vehicle, and they were unharmed. Wildlife magazine said elephants kill about 500 people a year. Selfies kill thousands. I made that up. Recent data shows that since 2008, selfies have claimed 425 lives, led to hundreds of injuries spanning 49 countries. The highest number of incidents and selfie deaths has been reported in India, accounting for approximately half of all total reported, followed by Russia, the U.S., and Pakistan.
So this poor bastard, that elephant, just stomped his guts out for him?
Sounds like a few of them did, yeah.
That'd be tough to watch.
That's how it is. I mean, back in the day, in our day, Nick, it would just be one elephant. But in this case, one elephant knocked him down. The rest of them started stomping on him.
Yeah. They fight dirty.
That's just how it is these days. You've seen it.
Things have changed. You're right.
The Anoka County Fair will have a new event this year, a silent disco with live farm animals.
What?
Fairgoers will be able to participate in the Barnyard Beat Bash from 6:30 to 9, July 26. A press release said it promises to be a one-of-a-kind silent disco where attendees of all ages can grab a pair of headphones, dance the night away with live farm animals, and switch between 2 live DJs who will be spinning some tunes. That's DJ Caked Up and DJ Hick Hop. It's unclear what animals will be participating in the silent disco, but a goat is featured on the event flyer. The Anoka County Fair runs July 23rd through 28th, $15 for adults, $10 for kids. The Barnyard Beat Bash is free with admission to the fairgrounds.
Well, if you go to Anoka regularly, don't act like this is the first time you've danced with a farm animal.
Sometimes you might get lucky that night. You pick them up on the dance floor.
Yeah. I accidentally walked into one of these silent discos once, and when you're not expecting it and you walk into a room full of people dancing in complete silence, it takes you back a little bit.
To me, I've seen them on video, and it kind of looks like you're watching an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
I had to turn to my boyfriend, and I was like, we cannot be in here for any more time because I cannot keep it together.
Yeah,
I'm
usually
dying.
If you see somebody dancing and there's no music, you think, I got to call 911.
Right, this person's crazy.
They are having a mental crisis.
Where were you where you accidentally walked into a silent disco?
I was actually at the zoo. They do like these cool adult nights, which are awesome, and then they had a silent disco one of the nights.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go. I mean, I'm not going to dance, but I would like to see that in person. Actually, I'm over it. For a second,
quick.
I thought I'd be interested, and then I really thought about it, and I'm not going to go.
You're a grown man. You can do what you want to do.
I like the idea. I thought that was funny that they're doing that, but I'm done now.
Yeah, we're not going to force you to silent disco.
A man was arrested at an amusement park in New Hampshire last week after he shocked guests by being drunk and naked on a lazy river. He's 74.
Oh, wow.
Ew.
John Carabello of Somerville was laying naked by a lazy river pool at the Kenobi Lake Park in Salem, July 3rd, about 6 p.m., when he was seen by at least one kid and other witnesses.
There was a male subject there who was completely naked. The individual was an older gentleman from Somerville. He was arrested for indecent exposure, and he was so intoxicated that later he was taken to the jail as a protective custody. He'd been drinking prior to even arriving at Canopy, so he wasn't even drinking at Canopy Lake Park, and this behavior is unacceptable.
He was taken into custody and released on bail. His mugshot's pretty great.
Yeah, that's up on 93x.com. He looks pretty happy. He's pleased with himself.
I'd love to be that happy in that type of situation where I know I'm facing some serious trouble. And look, he must have a good attitude about it.
The lazy river, huh? Grandpa got his D out.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Philadelphia cops and rapper Meek Mill are searching for a man who allegedly masturbated on a woman's leg in a Dollar Tree store.
Oh, no.
Dude, come on.
What does Meek Mill want to do with this?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was a family member.
Is he a Philadelphia guy? I don't know a lot about him other than he's a famous rapper.
I never heard of the guy. Maybe it was his close friend or family member that got the money shot. You know what I mean?
He didn't say so.
Oh.
I think he saw the video. I mean, it's disturbing, obviously. And this woman is traumatized. It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
And even listen to her. But, maybe he was just taken by the story.
Yeah, he is from Philly.
Is he? Okay, so I was wondering if maybe he had a connection there.
They got to get this sumbitch.
I hope they do, and I think they will. I mean, they've got a lot of video that was posted to X, recorded by the victim. In it, you can see her chasing a man out of the store while yelling that he had ejaculated on her leg while she was shopping before turning tail and making a speedy exit.
He f***ing nutted on my f***ing leg! You go to hell, bitch! Oh my god!
Oh, no.
He nutted on my leg!
You see what I'm saying? I mean, she's absolutely traumatized.
Poor girl.
Yikes. As he escapes, the woman then showed what appeared to be evidence on her calf. Store employees told investigators where the man allegedly hangs out, and cops have since released photos from a surveillance video of the man they believe is responsible. As I mentioned, rapper Meek Mill gotten in on this with a post saying, "Let's play manhunt." He's offering $2,000 in reward money for any info on the seemingly suspect.
I would be terrified if somebody said, "Let's play manhunt," and I was the one they were trying to find.
Yeah, and there's $2,000 there. Yeah.
Couldn't you do a DNA test on that?
If they have his DNA in the system.
You can do all kinds of tests on it if you want. A Connecticut car dealership's in big trouble after its employees decided to go on a joyride and then crashed a customer's nearly $100,000 Camaro. The dumbasses totaled the 2018 Camaro ZL1E Hendrick Edition and it only had 989 miles on it. Kenny Habel. He brought in his rare Camaro into H&L Chevrolet for a service with the explicit instructions the car was not to leave the lot. Well, that didn't happen. A service advisor drove the car with another employee riding shotgun. The 6.2-liter supercharged V8 pushed the Camaro to nearly 90 miles an hour when it left the center lane of the interstate and crashed into a guardrail. The car, which was recently appraised at $97,000, was totaled, they said.
Oh, man.
Was Kenny pretty pissed?
Kenny?
Yeah. Isn't he the car owner?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were making a reference to... Yes, Kenny Habel, he was upset. Very reminiscent of this scene from the Matthew Broderick 80s comedy hit Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where valets take a joyride in the beloved 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider belonging to the character Cameron's dad. The lawsuit is seeking compensatory and punitive damages, but there's no word on any dollar figures. Last month, it was reported a used car dealer in Knoxville, Tennessee, sold a woman's Ford Taurus out from under her after she brought it in for repairs. You may remember that story.
Sure do.
A drunk Florida man fell asleep in a Taco Bell drive-thru. The Polk County Sheriff's Office said deputies arrived at the Taco Bell about 10 a.m. Saturday in response to reports of a suspicious person. There they found 34-year-old Marcus Jamar, who deputies said had fallen asleep in the driver's seat of a Nissan Altima while it was running and stopped in the drive-thru lane. Deputies noted Jamar's eyes were bloodshot and watery, slow to react, sweating profusely, and his breath smelled of alcohol. According to deputies, he had a Taco Bell receipt.
Sweating profusely.
Yeah. He's that kind of drunk. Well, it's Florida right now.
That's true.
He had a stick of gum. I don't know why they included all that. That's great. And a Florida ID card, which belonged to another man. In his hands, that's where he had the ID. He was just happened to be holding it, and they found him passed out. They added that inside the car, they also found an open bottle of Crown Royale, fentanyl, and marijuana. He was looking to party, this guy.
Yeah.
That is faux show. The 2024 ESPYs air tonight on ABC and stream a whole bunch of places if you're interested.
Sure.
Got an email from a listener named Coach Karsten, whose son Dylan and his high school team are shooting at the National High School Trap Tournament this week in Michigan. Good luck to Tri-City United High School. And good luck, Dylan. Your proud dad says, aim small, miss small. Kira Stone Jesus, his wife and kids, headed to Mexico to visit family and won't be back till the 27th, but are kind enough to keep up through the redesigned 93X app and podcast while they're gone. Thanks for that. Have a great trip. HFLD Mexican painter Jesus headed to Wisconsin for a car show / swap meet with the Wexford boys today, camping and murdering ice-cold beers all weekend. Have a good and safe trip. Shout out to Still a Baby, Had a Baby Jesus. Today's his Friday. Happy 6th birthday to It's Supposed to Burn Jesus. Is It Supposed to Burn Jesus? His little monster, Nikolai. Dad surprising him by ditching work and taking him to the Minnesota Zoo today. That'll be a fun father-son day.
Go to one of those silent dance parties.
Yeah. Yeah. And let us know how it is. And happy birthday to Nora, turning the big 01 today from Mom and Dad, and that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
We also recovered several gerbils inside his pants.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Kopech is feeling it. Crowd rising to their feet, looking for the punch-out. 0-2 from Kopech.
Yes, he did.
Buddy!
It's an
immaculate inning for Michael Kopech. And the Sox take game 1 of the doubleheader.
Yeah, don't get too excited there, boys. Don't get too excited. We're up to day 3 of Randy Shaver's 20 plus 24 ball and chain All-American road trip. Let's check in with the prick. Hello, Randy.
Good morning.
What's going on, man?
Just enjoying my final morning in the upper UP.
Okay.
Beautiful day. It's gonna be gorgeous here.
All right.
Yeah, beautiful.
Got a lot of texts yesterday confirming what you've said about how beautiful it is. A lot of fans.
It is gorgeous.
Fans
yes.
of the UP out there.
A lot of our listeners very familiar with the area. Okay, so after a little while, you're going to get going again to a new destination. So you enjoy.
Correct.
You enjoy making a game out of this. Are we waiting until tomorrow to try to guess?
Yes.
Okay, we're waiting till tomorrow.
Yeah, give me a chance to get a sense of the place because I've never been there either.
Okay.
And then we can proceed.
If you're new to the program, when Randy goes on his ball and chain All-American road trips every summer, he likes to give us little hints as to where he's at, and we take a guess. So we'll look forward to tomorrow then.
I mean, that's a clue right there. You said you've never been there, and
I've never been there.
Like for Dana, we'd know that was the gym. That'd be an easy one. Randy's pretty well traveled.
He is. He's never. I mean, the list can't be terribly long because when you were young in the business, in the television business, covering all the local ball clubs. I mean, give us a couple. Obviously, don't give away your next destination, but if you can, just for conversation's sake, tell us a couple of places that you haven't been yet that you'd like to go. Because, like I said, I bet the list is not long.
That's a good one. I was just saying this to Roseanne the other day. I would love to go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I've never been there.
Oh, I'd like that.
And the Grand Teton National Park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big national park guy. I love watching videos on my phone of like bear encounters and people that go to parks and they do like not like a rundown, but they show you, they do like a, here's where we are, this is what we did, kind of a thing.
Like top 10 things we did at Grand Teton National Park.
Exactly. I love that stuff.
Does that come with age, interest in national parks?
Actually it doesn't. I've always loved that. And I got to be honest, I really love going west. West to me is much more enjoyable than going east.
I think that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's some people that like to travel east. I'm not really necessarily one of them.
Yeah.
But so that's one place that's on my bucket list of places to go. Now, Roseanne's not that interested in those things. so there's a give and take that I have to do with that. But
one of you wants to go west, the other one wants to go east. They just sit in Nebraska for a few days. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been to Nebraska. You can sit there and basically do nothing for a couple of days, yes.
Well, I think most folks, what they do, the first thing they do when they get to Nebraska is they buy some meth. And they see where the day takes them. Well, okay, we'll be paying attention tomorrow. We were excited to find out where you're headed.
Randy, have you been to Banff National
I have. So I've been there. We did a road trip. You guys maybe remember that. I'm pretty sure I talked to you during that road trip. We went up through Glacier National Park.
Okay, where are these places? I don't know what that means.
Okay,
when you say Banff, I don't know what that means.
Banff is up in Canada. It's up by Alberta.
Yep.
Calgary, Alberta.
It's on my wife's list. She brings that up a lot.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. We stayed in the little village of Banff. It was perfect. It was a road trip for us. It's a haul. Okay, it's a haul, but I love Montana. Montana is one of my favorite states. I love driving through Montana.
You want to be one of those buckle bunnies too, just like Josh and
yeah, me and Wapple.
We'll take Randy. We'll take Hog Dog.
Do you watch that program, Randy? What's that called? Jellystone?
Yellowstone.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because Wapple and Cubby won't stop talking about Montana and Wyoming because of that program.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the show Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And Lanny Wilson.
Have you actually been to Yellowstone? That's the question.
No.
Yes.
You've got to go. You've got to go.
I've been to Montana a couple times. Is that where Yellowstone is?
It's in Wyoming.
Okay.
Well, the Yellowstone Ranch, it's not a real ranch. That's part of the show.
Have you ever been to Alaska, Randy Shaver?
No, I have not. And that's also on my I was going to say that too. It's also on my bucket list.
Yeah,
yes.
same here. They have so many volcanoes.
I would never, ever go there. But anyway, and I know, a few days have passed now since Independence Day. Has everyone seen the videos of what they do in a little small town in Alaska called Huck?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. The event is called the Alaska Car Huck. It doesn't matter the town.
Oh, is this where they drive them off the cliff?
Yes.
Yeah, they do it every year.
Yes.
4 or 5 of my buddies were actually there this year.
Okay.
They
No way.
Yeah, over the 4th of July. So I was seeing
the car huck?
Yeah,
That's
I was
awesome.
seeing Snapchats from it. It was so cool.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but now it's kind of driving me nuts. What's the name of the town? I thought I had it in here somewheres. Here it is. Glacier View, Alaska. It's a small little town. 375 people live in this tiny little... Well, maybe that's average in Alaska. I don't know. Glacier View, Alaska. Every Independence Day, they launch cars off of a mountain. So we've all seen the videos. Just in case you haven't seen the videos, I wanted to... Obviously, it fits into our conversation with Randy's road trip. If you don't know what we're talking about, find this on the godless internet. See the videos if you can, because they're a lot of fun. They launch cars. Forget fireworks. They can't do fireworks, I guess, because of the near 24-hour daylight.
Yep.
Oh.
In that part of the that part of the world. My dad and a couple other old timers that he used to drink with went on these fishing trips, way the balls up into Canada, just almost at the very tippy top of the world type, and the sun never went down. And they said it was kind of cool, but at the same time, you go nuts.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I would go insane. I love the darkness.
So they can't have fireworks shows because of the near constant sunlight or daylight. I guess there is some level of dusk, but it's not dark enough for fireworks. So they throw cars off a mountain, and everyone has a riot. They have a riot with this. A 300-foot cliff. Spectators down below watch the crashes. Everyone's drinking Steve Weisers and having a good time. For the first time ever, because I've been aware of this for a couple of years, for the first time I learned exactly how they do this. I, of course, pictured, what do we see in the movies? You put a brick on the gas pedal. You just put a rock on the gas pedal and let her buck. They have a rail system that will direct the cars properly over the side of the cliff. And I don't exactly know how to explain this, but the cars are tuned to accelerate on their own. I don't know how the hell you would do that. But
kind of like when you put it in cruise control, maybe.
I guess so. They started this back in the year 2000 plus 5. They raise money for the military and whatnot and have a good time. Check that out if you've never seen it before online. So, Randy, you know about the car Huck.
I do.
Good deal.
I do.
Hey, so the Brotherhood has corrected me. I was told Yellowstone was an imaginary for the show, the ranch there in Montana.
No, it's a real ranch.
It is called the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. Did you know that, Wapple?
I didn't know it was called that, but I knew it was
a couple
real
people are
place.
saying it's called the Chief Joseph Ranch.
Oh, cool.
And some other people are saying, no, it's called the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. So.
Wapple touches himself when he watches that show.
Yeah,
he does.
And then the guy, Jimmy, who goes down to Texas to the
Jimmy goes down to Texas, yeah.
The 4 6s, that's a real ranch, too.
Now, what about the train station? Is that real? And tell me who you'd like to take there.
I do not want to take that train ride.
No. When you're touching yourself, is it to the sister?
No, it's to Lanny Wilson.
Or the daughter, I guess would be?
No, Lanny Wilson, dude.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, that bad boy rancher who's really good at singing. Yeah, his girlfriend.
A listener has reminded me, if you want to send a car off the cliff, if you want to send a car off a cliff and you don't have a rail system, and you don't have a rock or a brick to put on the gas pedal, you can be like Dalton from Roadhouse and stab a knife into the gas pedal.
Roadhouse.
That's right, I forgot that. He used his cool hunting knife to stab down. Roadhouse, you had to be there.
Yeah.
You had to friggin' be there. All right, Randy Shaver, another series win for the Twins.
Yep.
Played a doubleheader in Chicago yesterday. They split the pig, but it's a series win. In Game 1, the White Sox were able to beat the Twins for the first time this season by a final of 3-1.
Fetty was really good.
He is good.
Yes.
In Game 2, the boys were down 2-0, and then Brooks Lee, dong. Carlos Correa, dong. That tied the ball game. In the 7th, Buck hustled out a double. Jeffers drove them in. The Twins win 3-2.
The thing that I love about Game 2 is that Brooks Lee was in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
And that may be a sign, and I know Castro, I think, had the second game off, but I think Brooks Lee is going to make his way towards the top of that lineup here at some point. And I don't know if Game 2 was a sign that it's coming this fast or not, but it seems to me that bat needs to be a little bit higher in the lineup. So maybe that's a sign.
Damn, that kid is fun to watch.
He is fun.
We've been lucky the last couple, 3 years, haven't we? Watching, I mean, and I know the unfortunate injury problems. Watching Bronson Lickbaum. What the hell is his name? Royce Lewis. Watching Royce Lewis come onto the scene, gangbusters. Matt Wallner come onto the scene, gangbusters. Now Brooks Lee. Am I missing somebody? I mean, this has been fun.
No, I don't think you're missing anybody. I mean, obviously, when Duran came on the scene, we were so excited about watching this guy be the Twins closer. They've got, and we've talked about this before, this is just the beginning. There are guys down there in AAA. I'm thinking of Walker Jenkins in particular in the minors. They've got guys coming that are going to make this team young and exciting for quite a few years. And I saw an article, and I forget who wrote about it in the Star Trib. It was what we talked about the other day about once Royce Lewis is healthy, what do you do with all these guys? I mean, where do they play? And is Brooks Lee going to be the third baseman of the future? I don't know if Rocco really knows how it's going to shake out, but he's got incredible options.
Yeah.
Whether it's Brooks Lee at second, whether it's Royce Lewis at second, Edward Julian at second. Maybe you put Royce back in the outfield. They've got so many opportunities to get these young guys in the lineup, and as long as they keep producing, This team's going to be good for a long time.
I did leave a couple guys out. Not Claude Julian. He coached the Florida Panthers and the Montreal Canadiens. What's his name? Not
Edward Julian.
Edouard Julian came out of nowhere, had a great rookie.
Right.
Miranda. How can we forget Miranda?
Yeah.
Jose.
He's been up and down, though.
Well, true,
he's
but his rookie year,
rookie
year, he went bananas.
Yep.
Now he's hitting. Okay, so.
Yep.
You know who Brooks Lee reminds me of when he swings a baseball bat? I was going to run this by you and Dick Bramer the other day, and then I smooth forgot. You know who his swing reminds me of? And, of course, I'm not trying to compare him directly. It reminds me of Wade Boggs.
Oh.
His swing reminds me of
Sure, yeah, I see that.
I wonder if he can drink beer like Wade Boggs.
Not too many people can.
Let's hope not.
I wonder if he can drink beer like Wade Boggs. 64
I don't know. Is he old enough to drink beer?
I don't know. He
may not even be old enough yet.
That'd be something. And, I saw Rocco a couple times. Someone said something about Rocco. What is Rocco, 6'4" or something like that? That's a good question.
I don't know.
How tall is Rocco? He looks...
I don't think he's 6'4".
Okay, let's find out how tall Rocco is.
6'4".
Is he?
Is he really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a tall guy. And let me ask you something. Does he weigh 150 pounds even? Does that guy not eat?
You're going to do all
sunflower
right,
seeds.
Somebody push a cheeseburger in front of Rocco.
If he's not chasing the ball team, he's got those twin kids at home that probably keep him running around.
Yeah, does anyone else worry about Rocco's health? He's so thin.
Rocco!
Yeah, it says when he was
a big, strong guy.
When he was playing, he was 190.
When he was playing, he was 190.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I the only one when I see Rocco? I mean, when he turns to the side, you can't see him, for God's sake. I worry about this man. Put a pizza in front of Rocco. Oh, we played the audio of this.
What would happen if I put candy in front of you, out of curiosity?
Oh, dude, candy?
Yeah, if I put candy right in front of you.
In front of me, everybody knows. Chomp it up.
You will chomp it up.
Yes. Like leaving candy in front of me. We played this audio in Game 1 with the Twins and White Sox. In the top of 9, White Sox reliever Michael Kopech pitched an immaculate inning.
Yep, nine pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts.
That's it. It's the first time
doesn't happen very often at all.
No, there was one
super rare
last year. I believe it was. I think it was last year. A member of the Pirates had an immaculate inning against the Texas Rangers. The last time a member of the Chicago White Sox pitched an immaculate inning, they say it was 19 plus 23.
Wow.
A pitcher, did you have this guy's baseball card, Randy Shaver? It was a pitcher named Hollis Sloppy Thurston.
Oh, Sloppy Thurston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those old-timey names never disappoint.
I can remember listening to Sloppy on the radio.
Yep. He got that nickname because he wasn't afraid of seconds, if you know what I mean.
Not sure that's how he got his name, but yes.
That's how he got that friggin' nickname. Oh, I forgot this. Another way to send a vehicle off a cliff without using a track. Okay, you don't have a brick or a rock to put on the gas pedal. You don't have a knife like Dalton from, what's the movie again? Roadhouse. You just use some really powerful glue like the Blues Brothers did to the good old boys.
Yeah.
Man, when the good old boys go off that dock and into that lake, that's terrible. We're the good old Blues Brothers, good old boys band from Chicago. Come on, you guys. Oh, by the way, the only player in Twins history to collect more hits than Brooks Lee, who has 11 through the first 6 games of his career, the only player in Twins history to have more hits was Kirby Puckett.
Yeah.
In 1984.
Wow.
All right. They got everyone ready now for next week's Home Run Derby, Randy Shaver. Give us your the scale of excitement, 1 to 10, for next week's Home Run Derby.
Probably a lukewarm 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of lost its shine a little bit.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the guys that are in it. I just think that it's kind of gotten old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think I've said the same thing over the last few years. I I do watch it every year, but there's some flipping involved. It is a long process.
Oh, yeah.
I mainly just open one of the 9-year-olds in the outfield, just gets clotheslined by another guy trying to catch the balls.
That's what you watch for?
Yeah, I want to watch. I want to see some of those. They got like 50 kids out there. They're all trying to shag a ball, and one kid always gets beamed somehow.
That is something that I also look for. I want to see a high-speed collision amongst third graders who are out in the. I do.
So, Nick, would you rather watch the home run derby, or would you rather they would try again to have an old timers game?
Old timers,
where they bring the guys back, play 3 innings or 4 innings. You know, some of those guys, some of them are maybe fairly newly retired, but then you've got others that are in their 70s. To me, I would rather watch the old timers game.
You could ask me that question 100 times, and each time I would answer old timers game.
It's too bad that they don't. They may do that, but they just don't broadcast it. I just think that's a lot of fun to me personally.
You know, but we're older people, and Major League Baseball has such a hard-on about pushing the game on the young people. Everything has to be young and hip, and you can text this to us, and you can send us a meme. You know, everything is new and hot. Right. Everything is online, social. They don't want to embrace the old timers.
Old timer game or mascot game?
Old timers.
Old timers game.
I think a mascot game.
I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm the #1 mascot guy in town, but you know.
I'll probably get old after half inning.
I want to see Ron Washington pull a hamstring again. You know what I mean?
Smoking a heater out there.
Yeah. They love all the hip new. Everything's got to be hip and new in Major League Baseball because they believe. You know, it's getting better from what I understand. Younger people are the stats that I'm reading. Whatever they're doing is working. Younger people.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think that they've done. The changes they've made to the game has made the game better, faster, more enjoyable for fans. Starting with putting the netting up along the baselines because people don't pay attention like they used to. They're distracted by too many things, and now you can watch the game but read your phone at the same time, right?
Right.
Without worrying about whether you're going to get killed or not. And then just the speed of the game. All the players have adjusted. I think the fans have adjusted. I think we're all good with the way it is. And it actually makes it more entertaining. And you know, Major League teams are starting games earlier and earlier. 6:10 now seems to be, or 6:30 seems to be the starting times for baseball, which means you're home before 10 o'clock, which I think people appreciate.
I do. And this is great, too. A text here from Eastbound at Sundown Jesus. We've had this conversation many times, and I love it. Here's what Eastbound at Sundown Jesus says. At the NBA, let's say the NBA All-Star Game, you know what a joke that's become.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You have the NBA players play baseball. At the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, you know, okay, fine, have the real game, of course, because the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is still a fun game to watch.
Absolutely.
It's the one All-Star game that's still...
You can't fake that.
No.
You can't fake baseball.
But also, forget about the home run derby. Have old-timer Major League Baseball players play basketball. You know, it's just something. Wouldn't it be kind of fun to see how bad, Roger Clemens might be at basketball?
Sure.
Something like that. You know, he and Darryl Strawberry just suck at basketball. They're falling all over. That would be a riot. All right, so the home run derby, they filled it out now. The last guy to answer the call and agree to perform in next week's home run derby is Teoscar Hernandez of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He's having a great year, all-star year.
By the way, I'm guessing the answer is going to be never, but when's the last time anyone looked up what Teoscar Hernandez looks like? He could be Mike Conley Jr.'s twin brother.
Oh, really?
Yes.
My wife is interested.
Yeah. Teoscar Hernandez, my damn.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't he look? He looks like Mike Conley Jr.'s damn twin brother.
Yeah, he does.
The other guys involved, big tough guy, big nuts, Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I hope he injures himself.
I'm a big guy. I'm a big, strong guy.
Yes, we know. Phillies third baseman Alec Bohm.
Alec Bohm. Yeah, he's having a great year. Holy cow.
Marcell Ozuna of the Braves. Bobby Witt Jr. and Gunnar Henderson. Two young guys. That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, fun.
Jose Ramirez.
Ozuna's really resurrected his career by playing the DH position for Atlanta. Having the DH become a thing in the National League has saved a lot of players' careers, including Ozuna.
Yeah, well, good for him. Jose Ramirez and Adolis Garcia from the Texas Rangers. HBO has announced a 4-part Pete Rose documentary. Is it?
Oh, interesting.
What don't we already know about Pete Rose?
Everybody on their feet here in Cincinnati. There it is! Pete Rose, the all-time Major League Baseball hit leader.
They call him Charlie Hustle.
Pete was the down and dirty local kid.
There's only one way to play, and that's bust ass all out for the whole game.
Look at Pete run!
Rose had it all. But he also proved himself to be a consummate liar.
He was losing lots of money gambling, and he started betting baseball.
I did not bet on baseball.
This was baseball's Watergate.
One of the game's greatest players has stained the game. Mr. Rose has accepted baseball's ultimate sanction, lifetime ineligibility.
Oh, my God.
He did what?
Actually, I think that's going to be fascinating.
Okay.
I think we forgot, well, at least I have. There are parts of Pete Rose's career that, I grew up watching Pete Rose, so, I think the guy's unbelievable hitter.
Oh, yeah.
But he's such a character that I think for people that aren't familiar with Pete Rose, I think you'll find it absolutely fascinating to watch that.
I think he's losing his marbles. But anyway, Pete Rose documentary. Hey, sure, I'll take a crack at it. Among those interviewed for the film are Mike Schmidt, Ken Griffey Jr. The Penguin's going to be in the documentary.
Ron Say.
The Penguin. Al Michaels. I don't know. Hopefully Kane has something to say about it. I don't know.
How about some of his Cincinnati Red teammates like Johnny Bench or
Joe Morgan?
Concepcion, Joe Morgan.
I don't see them listed in here. Maybe they're tired of talking about Pete Rose.
Oh.
But I would like to see what Kane and Earl Hebner have to say about it.
Sure.
37 years ago today, in 1987, Bo Jackson of the Kansas City Royals became a two-sport star by signing with the Los Angeles Raiders. He was an all-star in both sports. And Nike started their Bo Knows ad campaign around him.
Yeah.
I love that campaign.
Cool. Was he fun?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Had the poster and everything. That was really cool.
That touchdown run against the Seahawks where he ran up the tunnel after the long touchdown run, he disappeared from view.
Oh, is that when he killed?
That's like the class. So Monday night game was like the classic Bo Jackson touchdown.
Yeah, he killed Brian Bosworth along the way, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He ran right over Brian Bosworth, and then he went into the tunnel. Okay, tonight, the ESPYs. Josh was mentioning earlier, tonight the ESPYs are on Channel 5. 3 athletes with Minnesota ties could take home ESPY awards. They are Paige Beckers, is up for the Comeback Athlete of the Year.
Cool.
Sure.
Because she destroyed her knee or something along those lines.
I think she's got a good chance to win.
University of Connecticut women's basketball star from here in Hopkins. I think we mentioned her name a day or two ago for some reason.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards, A1 from Damn Day One, is up for Play of the Year, and that play would be when, speaking of murder, when he murdered John Collins of the Utah Jazz.
Yes.
And had that incredible dunk from earlier this year.
Yeah.
Which was so much. Could we find the audio of Michael Grady's call? God, that was so. From the rafters, Michael Grady says, if anyone can find that call. He and Jim Peterson completely wet their pants on that, like the rest of us. Nafisa Collier is up for Best WNBA Player.
Yeah.
By the way, someone texted and said Caitlin Clark is in town this Sunday to play the Lynx.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep an eye on that. And also our backup quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, here with the Vikings. Of course, he helped Michigan win the national championship, and we let the guy into our town.
He was even coached by Jim Harbaugh.
Why would the Vikings draft a dude who won the national championship being coached by Jim Harbaugh? Do they want us to buy tickets? That's disgusting. But yet he is... the Wolverines from last year, Michigan, is up for Best Team of the Year.
Yeah.
They're up for that award. Yeah, I haven't seen this McCarthy throw a football yet for the Vikings, but I don't want him here after what he did last year. I don't want him here. I want no part of that. Oh, back to Anthony Edwards. I did watch a little bit of last night's practice basketball game between Team USA and Team Canada. And it was fun. You know, they were just kind of horsing around. Of course, it's a preliminary, before the Olympics kind of a thing. Edwards did have a couple of terrific moves, so. But they were a little rusty.
Yeah, they did not get off to a good start last night, but played a lot better after the first half.
If this is something you're dialed into, Kawhi Leonard has withdrawn from the Olympics. I don't know if he's 100% healthy.
Nope. Derek White is his replacement.
Well, that guy can play.
Yeah, he's really good.
Derek.
Oh, we won't have to hear the laugh. That's too bad.
Kawhi Leonard's laugh.
I like the laugh.
How can you
Me
not?
too.
Derek White. Yeah, that dude's like a tenacious, all-around kind of a guy. And from what I read here, he didn't go to Michigan.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. Star Trib wrote up something or another here for you, Randy Shaver, that you might get a kick out of. Star Trib. Are the Timberwolves the most likely team in all of sports to win a first title? All of sports, not just it. Because I don't know, a couple months ago we talked about, are they the next team in the NBA to win their first title? This write-up says the Wolves are the most likely team in all of sports to win a first title. Now, of course, they had a great year last year. The article mentions their draft was excellent this year.
Mm-hmm.
They have a roster that can win now and win later. This is very exciting for a guy like me who's been following the Wolves since I was a senior in high school. Of the 36 franchises across the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL that have never won a championship, the Wolves are deemed to have the number one chance of breaking that drought next. Some kind of ranking was put together. They're followed by, who wants to go ahead, throw in what other franchise do you think might be on this list? They've never won a title before, and they have a chance to bust that in the near future.
I dare I say the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind for me, too.
They are not in the top 5.
Wow.
Okay.
They are not in the top 5. I'll tell you this much. Three of the teams in the top 5 are NFL teams. And the other, aside from the Wolves, is an NHL team.
Yeah. The NHL I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Are the Bills on the list?
I was going to say, Dana, how do you not throw out the Bills?
Here's how it breaks down. The Wolves were voted the most likely club to bust out and win their first title in all of pro sports. Following them, it's kind of strange. I didn't expect this. Following them, the Houston Texans.
Oh, interesting.
So they must really like that quarterback. What's his name?
Yeah.
Stroud?
Yeah.
Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
And then the Vancouver Canucks.
Oh, I forget they never won one.
What, you didn't like the idea of the Bengals, Randy Shaver?
I just don't. I think the window for the Bills and the Bengals, to me personally, is not open anymore, especially for the Bills. I just think the Bills have. I just think they're past their opportunity to get to the Super Bowl and win it.
Okay. I can live with that. Dana, not so much.
I think Detroit's. I think Detroit's window's way more open right now than Buffalo.
So you might be sitting there saying, "Well, what about the Pigs and the Vikings?"
No, I'm not sitting here thinking that. No. As a matter of fact,
the Pigs were at number 15 on this list.
It's a lot higher than I would have thought.
Yeah. The Vikings at number 22.
Yeah, and that's even higher than I thought for that too.
And the article here from the Star Trib closes out by saying, and this is tough for some people to hear,
yeah,
the Wild and the Vikings are years behind the Wolves in their trajectories, is the word that they use, their trajectories.
Yeah, but think about how fast the Wolves got to this position when they were years, decades,
yes,
millenniums behind everybody else for so many years. I mean, it's only been in the last 4 years where you could really honestly say this team is starting to head in the right direction.
Yes.
Certainly since Tim Connolly showed up.
Chris Finch and Anthony Edwards and Carl changed all that.
Well, Edwards changed everything.
Yes.
The development of Anthony Edwards has changed everything. And everybody else just needs to keep working to stay with him because he's going to be the one that's going to bring this whole group to that pinnacle if it ever happens, for sure.
I'd be A1 from day one.
A few people have been texting in saying, "What about the Oklahoma City Thunder? They've never won."
Well,
but you can't include them on the list because they're part of the Seattle Supersonics franchise, and the Sonics did already win a title.
I disagree with that. They shouldn't be connected like that. They're two separate organizations.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma City, when you think about all the first-round draft choices they have over the next 5 years, whatever it is, plus the group they already have, I would, I hate to say this, but I'd put them right even with the Timberwolves to win maybe even ahead of them just because of what their future holds as far as picks are concerned. It doesn't mean that they have to use those picks. They can trade those picks for veterans and players to complement their roster. So they're set up for the future, no doubt.
While you're on vacation, Randy Shaver, have you watched any of this new television program? They call it The Receivers.
Or just Receiver.
I have not, and I don't plan to.
You don't? Okay.
No, doesn't interest me.
All right. Well, I was just reading something here about the new documentary called The Receivers. And
yeah,
they say Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson, he has been unveiled to the world, they say in this article. That's a little dramatic, but anyway. Not everyone was tuned in to Justin Jefferson. Of course, we here in town, we know this and that about him.
Right.
But since he's been shown a few times on this television show, America has fallen in love with Justin Jefferson. They say now everyone knows how incredibly cool he is.
Well, you can't use the word cool necessarily, but with quarterback last year, everybody fell in love with Kirk Cousins.
I was just going to say, yeah. I mean,
he was the standout star of that. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
People who didn't like him were like, okay, shoot, now I like this guy.
Is Justin Jefferson really, is he like David Coverdale cool? What kind of cool are we talking here?
That's blasphemous, first and foremost, but maybe I haven't watched it yet. Hopefully this weekend.
I mean, like Dolph Ziggler type cool? What are we?
That's pretty cool.
What about Orange Cassidy cool?
Oh,
wait just a damn minute.
I don't think you could be that cool.
So, anyway, that's the word going around. That folks have been tuning in to see the receivers, and folks who never bothered to pay attention to Justin Jefferson just love the kid.
I'm sure there'll be somebody on this panel that will likely watch it that can tell us if it's worth it. I just don't. I don't have any interest in watching.
Oh, I couldn't possibly care less. Josh, are you watching The Receivers?
No, but I will be watching Receiver this weekend.
Yeah, I think I'll probably watch an episode or two.
But when I watched The Quarterbacks last year, After the first episode, I skipped past everything that wasn't Kirk Cousins.
That's what I was going to ask.
Everything else was annoying, kind of.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to wait for the Hard Knocks to come back. Then I'll get into that.
Well, right now, Josh is too busy watching old reruns of The Houses.
No, just House.
It's just called House.
A lot of times you add S's to things that don't have S's, I've noticed. I got your dunk, Nick. I got your dunk.
Another turnover for Utah. Edwards gets it back and threw it down. And one from the rafters.
The Ant-Hitter's hurt his hand on that, too. That was ridiculous.
That's one of the greatest calls. I was watching that on my couch, and I launched myself off the couch. Come on, one more time with A1's dunk. That was John Collins is dead. Did you guys know he passed away? Dead. He passed away.
Another turnover for Utah. Edwards gets it back and threw it down. And one from the rafters.
Do you remember the reaction from Kyle Anderson?
Yes.
Yes.
Kyle Anderson was holding onto his head. He thought his head was going to blow up. He just looks down at John Collins and says, "Oh, my God."
Oh, my God. Hey, that was my best dunk of my career. I'm not going to lie. I didn't even react because I dislocated my finger. You see it? I couldn't react to it. I wish I could have reacted to it. I wish I could have.
That was a reaction when Edwards saw the dunk for the first time.
Oh, man. I might watch the ESPYs tonight just so I can see that play out again. That was such a riot.
Could you imagine the cool meter if Justin Jefferson and Anthony Edwards were walking down the sidewalk side by side?
Oh, I'd love to be in a conversation with those two. That'd be so fun.
And then tossing Buxton, too.
Dude.
Oh, man. He's one of the coolest guys in town.
It's almost too much cool.
You see, Wapple being I know, I would be quite a draw as your wingman now that you're single. I would be quite a draw, and you know that's the truth.
Yeah.
But you should hook up with Buck.
Dude, that would be awesome.
If you and Buck start going out to, I don't know, what do they call that, Cowboy Jacks or whatever, you guys would do some serious damage in there, and it would be none of your doing at all.
I would just pick up all the pieces.
Yeah,
God
he'd be tossing you his scraps.
By the way, listeners are texting
Scraps. I'll take the scraps, Wapple says.
That's no way to describe a human being, Ashley. Listeners are texting in saying they agree 100%. Justin Jefferson comes off real well on the show.
Well, that's great.
Well, good.
All right, Randy, we look forward to finding out what the hell's going on with you tomorrow when you continue on with your ball and chain All-American Road Trip part, whatever, how many years in a row.
Part 2.
Music has been taken out of this portion of the Half-Assed Morning Show podcast for licensing reasons.
Hey, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Isn't this, this is the dude from Fleetwood Mac, isn't it? What was his name? Larry Buckingbird.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Is it really? I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Isn't this Lindsey right, Wapple?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
I play, anytime we go on a road trip, I start the road trip with this.
Do you really?
I do.
That's so dad of you.
You know who loves it the most? My mother-in-law.
Of course.
If I didn't do this, she'd be furious.
I mean, boy, he was coked up, wasn't he, that Buckberg from the...
boy.
You know what we did once on a road trip, Josh? Try this out on somebody. I don't know who you could... Maybe your mother-in-law. Try this out. A buddy and I once played the filthiest songs from Steel Panther to see how long it would take my dad to notice.
I'm not a lyric guy, but Steel Panther, they don't pull any punches. I mean, there's no innuendo, nothing. So... Was it pretty quick?
Oh, no. It took like 3 or 4 songs because, you know, the old man hated acid rock. He hated that.
So he was kind of tuned out.
So he's tuning it out, right? But we're like, no, we're going to listen to some hard... This is like 5-6 years ago. We put on the filthiest Steel Panther songs. The song that finally grabbed his attention where he turned to us and said, what the hell is this? I believe the song is called... She effed my heart in the A.
Yeah.
So before, did you play Asian Hooker, Glory Hole, Poontang Boomerang? It won't suck itself.
We certainly played It Won't Suck Itself, and he didn't notice a thing.
What about Medical Vagina? Did you play that one?
No. But when we got to She Effed My Heart in the A, that's when he finally said, okay, what's happening here?
Hey.
It was a lot of fun.
Gang bang at the old folks' home. Eatin' ain't cheating.
Eatin' ain't cheating.
Bukkake tears.
That's a tune.
He told us that Eatin' Ain't Cheatin' was the one song he could relate to.
That and Weenie Ride.
Yeah. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Randy Shaver.
See ya.
Okay, we'll be back with more here in a few minutes.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.
You met Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now Lala and her friends share everything on Give Them Lala.
Ocean now knows the name of the baby.
No Amazon lines for that
impromptu.
one.
No. She's going to leak it.
Oh, if she tries to, I'm not letting her because she will leak the name.
And she says it.
She goes, this would look so great for baby S.
Little baby Stephanie? Stephanie? People are still guessing. The most recent was Stone.
Oh, that's the name of my son. Stone.
Stone.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They got their heads up their ass.
On 93X.
Yeah, all right. What a hell of a deal, huh? What a deal we got going here. It's Thursday morning, 93X Rock. It's the Half-Assed Morning Show. Thank you very much for listening. So, our little Muppet Wapple is single again. He broke up with his landlord, and I don't want to hear any more of this, oh, hey, sorry, man. Hey, hang in there, bud. I don't want to hear any more of that crap like somebody died. This is a good thing. It's exciting. It's a happy thing.
Wapple, you're single.
Yeah.
Are you looking to mingle?
Sure.
Really? You're open to it.
boy.
Good.
Yeah, get back up on that horse.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So it
This is
sounds
more
like
like
you're in
it.
a good place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I could tell it wasn't going to last from the get-go, just for the record.
It did last a while. How long were you with her?
Like just under 3.5 years.
I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't going to stick.
And when did she start hating all your coworkers?
Oh, boy. Probably a year and a half ago.
Oh.
And then she started hating me, what was it, 6 months ago?
We love you, Wapple. It's all right.
Welcome to the club, bud.
The progression of young love.
Let's have some fun here and rip this to shreds. What I have in front of me here is some lame, supposed relationship experts' ideas on the things that all newly single people should do after a long relationship. This is dumb as hell.
Gross.
Dumb. So let's tear this to shreds real quick, and then we can get back to Wapple's problems. Well, he's got one less problem now. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Take up a sport. Newly single people should take up a sport.
Well, pickleball's popular.
It is.
Yeah,
Enough with the pickleball.
What was it? A couple years ago, I did start playing softball now. Looking for a softball team now up north.
Oh, so you lost your softball team, too.
Yeah, I did.
In the
sucked.
breakup? You
Yeah.
lost your softball team in the breakup.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
it
dude,
sucks
because
when
they're
you
down
lose
in
that
Inver
stuff.
Grove Heights, and I'm in Ham Lake,
Oh.
so
Yeah, that's
a
goodbye.
trek.
That's a pull.
Well, you know, what do
Sorry
you bring?
to the Dingers, man.
What do you bring to the mix?
What do you mean?
What do you bring to the mix as a softball player?
I get people around the bases. I hit singles, second base, catcher, outfield. Don't really like outfield.
I can picture being pretty fast on the base path.
Everyone is always shocked. My ex said that I looked like Shaggy when I was running around the bases.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I doubt you're going to be in the top half of that lineup.
No, I won't be.
Try yoga. Try yoga.
Yoga's awesome.
Chicks dig guys who do yoga.
We do?
That's according to this relationship expert. You would disagree with that, Ashley?
I guess it's never done anything for me. If I find out, I'm like, good for you.
Good for you. Well, I was surprised when dudes first started picking it up. You know, my wife has been a yoga instructor for decades. She's very, very old, and she, she's been instructing people for a long time. It said there's a couple of her classes where it's equal, or maybe a couple more dudes than ladies even nowadays.
You see, no offense to your wife, I love your old lady, but I don't dig chicks who do yoga. I like cigarette smoking, drinking, out of shape chicks.
Well,
I
you
do.
still get those. Sure.
What?
People do yoga for different reasons.
Oh, there's cigarette smoking, out of shape women.
Sure.
I didn't know that. I thought they were all cut.
No, actually, it's usually the other way, which is nice.
All right.
It's, there's a little everything, from what I've been told.
We're rolling through some dopey relationship experts' take on what newly single people should do after a long relationship, because Wapple just cut himself loose from his landlord. Try yoga. Okay, they say it's great for your mental health and a way to de-stress. Get a new haircut. There's really, here's
Wapple,
the
come
thing.
in tomorrow with a mohawk, please.
Jeez, I have
touch
never
your hair,
changed my
Wapple.
hairstyle.
I was taking this breakup so hard until I got my hair cut.
Check out the
Thank you,
mohawk.
sports clips.
I guess I get that to an extent for women because one of the first things you do is change your hair up, and I have noticed.
Really, that's a thing, huh?
Yep, and I've
Yeah,
noticed
I
from
have
talking
noticed
to
it.
men that, dating and stuff, men have said that they've either gone away with the beard after a breakup, or they decide to finally grow a beard because their ex wouldn't let them grow a beard, stuff like that.
Oh, I can't get rid of this baby.
No,
I would
do
look
not.
like such a baby face.
Yeah, you'd look like a 10-year-old Wapple.
Yeah.
Do
I want to
not.
see you. Give it a shot.
Nope, not happening.
Don't.
And here's the thing with your hairdo.
Nope.
Here's the thing with your hairdo specifically. There's really not much you can do with that hairdo.
No, it's so curly.
You have the exact hairdo as my neighbor growing up, a guy named Tony. It's just a hilarious guy. I haven't seen him in years. We ran wild together when we were young. Great guy. But you're the only guy that I've seen with that hairdo. You and my old neighbor Tony. It's just this kind of matted. There's really nothing you can do with it.
No, just run a comb through it.
If you're lucky, on a good day, you can get a comb through that.
Yeah, so it either looks curly without a hat, and then you put a hat on, and then you get the wings over your ears.
Oh, the wings.
Mouse and Jesus. You know, he's going along with what a few other people have said. He wants to finally end that Ashley and Wapple will they, won't they relationship storyline. You guys have never timed out being single at the same time.
It is kind of weird how we've never been single at the same time.
Ashley ended a marriage to get with you.
Yeah.
I
Then I got a
Wapple.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
I tried.
Nick and I have been the same thing. We haven't been able to time that out either when we were single.
I think it's obvious one day we will end up a couple.
I hope so.
Me too. I think
I'd be totally fine with that.
We'd make a great couple, and I think we'd get used to each other's sexual needs.
Yeah, and I have a different feeling about you and whores than your wife does. Like, I'm cool with it. She is not.
She does not like. How about this? Try this to get over your breakup or whatever we're doing here. Things that all newly single people should do. Go on vacation. Go on a solo trip.
Oh, yeah. You got more money now.
How about this one? Volunteer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look
We're
at
gonna go
Wapple.
down to the food shelf real quick.
Wapple with an apron on at the
Well,
the
these
soup
are all
counter.
things you do to pick up a significant other, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I guess I'll try yoga. Maybe I can meet someone there.
Is
or
that
volunteer.
that's what they mean by this?
Oh, that's just what I'm imagining.
I was taking it as just a way to, boost your self-esteem or something.
Oh, I'm sure that's what the relationship experts are saying. But I mean, think about it like, I'm getting too old for this now, but when I was younger, certainly like, would you like to go downtown and cruise the bars? Oh, hell yeah. Miserable. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to go bar hopping downtown, but you pretend you're into it. Would you like to go to this play? Yes, I would like to go to this play.
I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'll meet you at the bars at 9:30 at night.
Oh, that sucks. Forgot about that.
Sure, yeah. I always go to the bars. I'm very cool and plugged in.
Yeah.
How about a legitimate singles event? It says here every city has tons of singles events. Great if you want to meet somebody. Really? This is still happening?
I was just going to ask you, Dana, you're the most recent, outside of Wapple, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to any singles? You kind of like to do all that kind of stuff.
I thought that social media had taken away singles events.
Yeah, I think the dating apps and social media have kind of done away with those. You don't see them as much as you used to. Especially like when we talked about that, how speed dating was a huge thing for 9 minutes a few years back, and you don't really hear about that anymore either.
So you didn't? There was nothing that you went to?
Mm-mm.
Like, I could see you going like to a singles Donkey Kong tournament or something like,
just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm on eventbrite.com where you can find all the events in Minneapolis, and there's even like a whole category for single events.
Okay, can you give us an example?
There's a single mixer and dating show extravaganza that's coming up.
Wapple, right up your alley.
Right up my alley. Yeah.
a singles party with Marissa M. I don't know who Marissa M is.
She
but
likes to get down.
I bet she has a lot of parties, actually. That's who you should hit up. Speed dating?
It sounds so stupid, but like I wish there was like a website where you could meet someone who golfs.
There is, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send you some of the websites.
Oh, for God's sake, there's got to be. There's a website to
it'll
meet
be called
someone.
like Foreplay or something like that.
Well, actually, the thing you should do, Wapple, is there's all these apps where you can meet up just to golf with people. I found out that the majority of people who use those apps are men. So if you go
Is that
on
kind of like
there,
every dating app, though?
Yeah, if you go on there,
Right.
you can find some girls that are trying to golf.
Dude,
Wapple, there's websites where
Yeah.
girl, dude.
Yep, exactly.
there's websites where people are looking to meet up with others interested in dressing like squirrels and sniffing each other's asses all day. I'm sure you can
Good
find
point.
a website for people interested in golf.
Yeah.
You know who I bet wants you on their site again, Wapple? It's Tinder. Because they want to say, listen, you didn't do it right. Nobody has never had a situation like yours where they didn't hook up immediately on Tinder. So they want you back on that.
We got to change your checkered past.
That's. I'm glad you brought that up. You went Ofer on Tinder. You're the only guy on planet Earth to go Ofer.
And how long were you on there for?
Maybe a year and a half.
Now, to be fair, a few people said, hey, it's not like it used to be. They had a similar experience. But, yeah, I remember when it first started. I mean, Nick, you had the same experience for some buddies of ours. It was basically like ordering pizza at the time. And I thought, that's cheating.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it was a lot of bots, like random bots and stuff. And then also...
Oh, I'm not afraid to bang a bot.
I'll take on a bot.
Yeah.
And then girls who were trying to promote their like social media accounts. Follow me here and I'll talk to you.
Here's my Instagram.
Yeah, so then they gain followers.
All right, Nick, I'm being accused of being redundant. You're right. I apologize. A listener here says, aren't Donkey Kong tournaments already single events?
You don't need to specify.
All right, so this dopey relationship expert, that's the route they took on what every newly single person should do. Take up a sport, try yoga, get a new hairdo, go on vacation, volunteer, go to a singles event, and just overall enjoy some me time. How boring, how silly. Regular folks did comment on this. You want to hear what regular folks have to say, Wapple? By the way, what? Go ahead.
I just thought about the volunteering. I wonder if it's people, they put on the hairnet and then they put on the apron and then they take a photo for their dating profile. Look how good of a person I am.
Oh, sure.
I'm charitable.
I'm going to be honest. I would skip over that profile because I would think that they're going to make me go do volunteer work.
Well, I know for a fact you guys don't do it. We had a work one, and I think I'm the only one that showed up.
That's true. Yeah, you went to the food shelter. I went and intentionally wasted some food. That's how much I don't like charity.
Yeah, I was at a bachelor party.
So how long you been broken up now? A couple weeks?
Yeah, like 3 weeks.
Do you have your eye on a lady yet? Because
No.
that would be really stupid if you did.
No. Not at all.
You're a young guy, a 3.5-year relationship. That's a decent amount of time, but we talked about this not too long ago. So you haven't had anybody in the wings like you thought, well, if this doesn't work out, I know I could call this person.
Nope, not at all.
I bet you were probably barely allowed to use your phone without her watching. But anyway.
No, she was just never around me. That was the problem.
I'm glad to hear that you don't have your eye on a lady yet, because you need to let that little Muppet pecker cut loose, son. That's what you need to do. I just got a text from a listener that says, Wapple doesn't need any relationship advice. What he needs is like a 23-year-old gal with a drinking issue.
That's exactly what you
mean, multiple versions of that. Don't stick with one. Okay.
I think you do. I think you got to have a couple of slut years.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I had two, and it was very different from how I would usually operate. I had two, and I'm glad I did, because in my marriage, I've never once thought like, I really missed out on this or that or anything. You got to have a couple of, have some slut years.
Rule number one for you: stop. And I said this a couple days ago when you cut loose with this news that you and your landlord broke up. Stop with the falling in love. Stop with the dedicating your life to a woman after 20 minutes. You got to shake that right away. That's the first thing.
Yeah,
go have some slut years. Go have some. You can. Everyone can break bad habits.
I was the same way. I just kind of went from relationship to relationship, and like I said before, my slut years would basically mean I would be, what a lot of people do normally and not slut years. They date a couple people at the same time.
Your slut years were G-rated compared to right.
So again, I'm not shaming anybody how they do it, but that for me it was very uncommon. I was not built to date more than one person at the same time.
It's not. That's not really a thing anymore. Dating more than one person at one time. I remember when I was dating, people like the men I was seeing got angry if they found out that like I went on 2 dates with this guy. 2 dates on this guy, 2 dates with them. Like, I thought that's what you're supposed to do.
I thought that was really common.
You must have been dating some real jealous peckerheads.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter, she's, as Wapple said, that Panaprog this weekend in Lakeville, always chicks trolling. Oh. My wife was a shot girl there for many, many years, running around town. So, and she said the same thing. There's a lot to look at.
Lakeville. Come on, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. Okay, we've got more advice for what? Well, I don't know. It's not really advice. We're just talking here. I guess I would rather you not take any of the advice we covered from that how do you call it? A relationship.
I'd love it though if you started wearing yoga pants around the office.
Oh.
Wait, can you say that anymore? Dang it, HR's coming over.
Half-assed morning show 93.
All right, yeah. Here we go. We're wrapping her up here pretty soon on a Thursday morning. We've been talking about Wapple's situation over there. He and the landlord broke up. Hilarious.
I don't know if I'd use that word, but we're hoping for bigger and better things for the kid.
Some dopey relationship expert. We were talking about their theories on what a newly single person should do. And most of it was nonsense. I think overall what we're all saying, what did you just say, Josh? You're hoping for bigger and better things? Go have some friggin' fun. Quit falling in love. Go ahead. Do this, do that. Be a single person for a couple years, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a decade.
It's really nice. A lot of the texts coming in, Wapple. People are saying some nice things. Knows everything about nothing. Jesus said, Wapple, you got to have a relationship with yourself for a while. You can become your own individual person and have something to offer someone. But for now, he says, go crazy, blow your brains out on hookers and blow boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
Yeah, lean into the chaos, Wapple.
All right, so I mentioned that, we had a relationship expert. Mostly garbage. Their advice, I thought, was mostly garbage. But regular folks chimed in this article, too. Now, I'm about to read you one piece of advice, I guess, of what a single person should do after a long relationship, I guess is specifically what they were talking about, after a long relationship. But I have to say first, I can't stand those types of folks who, when the breakup happens, they got to do something vengeful. You got to do something that's going to, teach their ex a lesson.
I kind of wonder if they look back and think, I don't really like that about that I did that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hate
I wouldn't
that
like
bit.
myself if I did.
Yeah.
You can understand they're upset or whatever. Did you have those thoughts, Wapple? Because you're a vengeful person.
No.
You didn't?
Nope.
You got to be a dick about your breakup. Oh, I'm going to show them all the...
I think you're much better acting like it didn't affect you whatsoever and you move on. I mean,
exactly.
that's real revenge.
Those can be just the worst kinds of people. And we read really bad stories.
Oh, yeah. There's some scary stuff.
I mean, they said they put your naked pictures on the internet without your permission. There's just... I don't like that bit. I don't like that bit all the way from the simplest little vengeful thing, obviously all the way to the worst stuff.
Is there a possibility some nude photos of Wapple make it online?
Oh.
Does she have access to something like that?
No, there's no nude photos of me.
Nude?
And no nude photos of her either. Yeah.
But that's not true. But anyway...
well, what the hell was Nick just showing me about 5 minutes ago? There's hundreds of them.
So I don't go along with that operation. I don't. But you do you, Wapple. Do you have any interest in such a thing right here? Here is a regular person's little theory on what a single person should do after a long relationship. Hook up with one of her friends.
That'd be petty.
Is there
I
one
love
you
it.
think maybe
I'd cheer that on, Wapple.
No, there isn't. But
See,
that's
Ashley's-
what happened with her ex-husband.
With her husband.
Yeah.
Well,
Her
before or after they were broken up?
Both.
See,
no.
Ashley, you got excited over there.
Yeah,
You've
I'm petty.
You have been I mean, so I don't even need to ask. You have been that petty, vengeful ex, haven't you?
Yeah.
I can see that. I can definitely
Do you
see
mind
that.
sharing?
I guess just try going after one of their friends or hooking up with one of their friends later.
You get on social media and light them up.
No, maybe when I was in like middle school, early high school. But I definitely like have posted statuses or pictures like geared towards them, like they're gonna see this.
Oh, like thirst trap stuff?
Yeah, that kind
like,
of stuff.
look what you're missing out on.
Like, look at the 10 pounds I lost while crying for a week. I look great. Bet you miss me.
Wapple, you need to do that. You got to start
skinnier?
posting some sexy pictures online.
Yeah.
That'll teach her.
So this little piece again said, hook up with one of her friends, or better yet, the person they cannot stand the most. Make her jealous. I don't back that vibe, but
Ashley does.
Yeah.
I was seeing some stuff that I knew it was thirst traps for me, for sure.
I'm sorry.
Wait, she was posting some stuff?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep. Her
Okay.
and her friends.
And what does it mean, again, to post a thirst trap?
Well, I'm somewhat of a thirst trap, just not online.
Yes, you're an in real life thirst
If
trap.
you see a picture of me, you're going to get, quote, thirsty. You're going to want this. And I mean, it's nothing I can do about it. It's not on purpose.
It's just what God gave you.
It's how I was made.
So time out. So Wapple, you're saying your ex-landlord did what, in your opinion? She did what?
She was with her softball team. They were at a softball.
Since you've become broken up.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
What was it? It was the day I moved out of the house. She had a softball tournament, and I saw on her softball team Snapchat some dude had his arm around her, touching her ass and stuff.
Oh, really?
And I knew that was geared towards me.
Well, you know what? Let it go.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Because she said she needs her space to be by herself, and I was like, yeah, okay.
You know,
that's not true.
one of the best things you can do is let it go, Wapple, because I have a buddy who he dated somebody who's with her for almost a decade, and they were broken up for like 5-6 months at this point, and she got a new boyfriend, and he let it affect him, and I had to tell him, like, you look like a like she won, you lost. You look like a crazy moron.
Wapple,
just let it go.
You have won. You need to go to our text immediately and look up the text with the last numbers 4907. A young lady sent a picture of herself, and she's wants to go on a date with you.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
She is stunning. She's stunning.
Wow. Oh, no, Josh, everything I've been doing, everything I've been saying, you're ruining it. He's going to fall in love again, and this nightmare is going to begin all over.
She's got pretty eyes and nice teeth, too, Wapple.
She's got hair. You like hair.
Yeah, I do like hair.
Wapple, she is stunning.
No.
She seems very sweet.
What's the word some parents use? I forbid you to date this woman. I forbid
Nick sees
you.
her around town with me. He just pushes me.
No, you go running around. Wapple, I want you in the next year. I want you driving to work from a different address every morning.
I have to use my GPS to get into work every single day.
A real player has to get out a map to find out how to get to work every morning.
How do I get to Minneapolis from some Broda?
Don't look at this dreamy young lady that Wapple is talking about, because this nightmare will start all over again.
We'll be back here in 6 months.
Going over the same list.
Oh, man. And then I got this text from, wrong hole Jesus. He says, yo, I need a place to live. What's the former landlord's number? All right. Well, let's get the hell out of here. It's Thursday. It's been a beautiful thing. We got one more tomorrow.
Tomorrow is our Friday.
Tomorrow's our Friday.
That's pretty cool.
Damn right.
Happy 34th to Miller Welder Mechanic Jesus. Scuba Steve sent a happy birthday text to his beautiful wife, Weld QC Sheezes. Thank you so very much for spending some time with us this morning. Love to have you back tomorrow, you little slut, you. Have a killer Thirsty Thursday.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Celebrate Christmas in July with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Get huge savings with $1,776 off a new multi-head ductless system. Visit standardheating.com to discover all the goodies in Santa's bag.